Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay. Yay. Yeah, okay, okay. Let's see how the games go today. Games go today. Games go today. Excited. I'm so excited. Oh, lo, 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 lo. Oh, wait. Am I host? I think, yeah. I have to start inviting people. Oops, I keep forgetting this. Ay, ay, ay. Get in you. Let's get in you. Page done. Come on in. We need Dark Mekaki and the Gargamel. In here. Then, Mr. Dark Kaki. Mr. I don't know. Mr. Is no. There we go. Okay. All right. Almost forgot that I was a lobby host again. All right. Awesome. Lobby is filled. Now we just wait for go production. Oh, so sorry.
What is up, everybody? Welcome on in to the AML Week 2 playoffs. I'm your real Honey Bear here with August. We're late. August, how you doing, man?
We're doing good. Sorry we're late.
Very late. You here?
You know, when it rains, it pours. So we did our best, but here we are. Glad to be here again. Appreciate it.
Now, I think this will be a good segment. I want to know, if it's raining cats and dogs, do you prefer picking up the cats or the dogs?
I guess the dogs. Cats are known to be very scratchy when they get scared. I'm sure that would be a pretty scary situation to be in.
Okay, and so you're not a cat fan?
No, I love cats. I prefer cats. But if I had to pick up them after they fell from the sky, I'm gonna go with dogs.
So you know cats always land on their feet, right?
Sure.
You have to catch the dog. Are you prepared to do so?
Oh gosh, no.
Speaking of dogs, we got the AML playoffs out here. Shots have been fired. We're gonna be starting off with a banger. We got Lobby A cracking and ready to go. August, the only thing that I need for you before we're gonna send it over to the casters to get us into game one is who's winning this lobby? 1 and 2.
1 and 2, it's got to be Not in America, and I'm gonna shout out you, Gagamao.
Gagamo is Gagamo and Purple Pouring. There's no way around it. I feel bad for Nazrat though. No Nazrat support.
I don't really know how well he plays. I mean, I know he's good. He's in playoffs week 2, but I don't pay a lot of attention to his games. He did. I mean, everyone did great last week, so it's really hard to say. I roll the games. I mean, you were there. We're so close. So I'm really looking forward to how this is going to shake out because it's going to be very exciting, guaranteed.
For sure, extremely exciting is going to be happening. For a second, I looked at another lobby. It was actually Tarzar's old stream, and he was at like stage 2, and I'm like, oh my gosh. No, we're good to go though. Yeah, I think it's going to be solid. I think we're going to have quite a lobby on our hands. I think it's anybody's game. I think Lobby A is actually harder than Lobby B, which I'm extremely excited to see how tough it's going to be. But for now, August, we got to say goodbye to you. I'm going to send it over to the casters. You're going to see some familiar faces over there to get us into game 1.
All right, let's go.
And look at another familiar face. How did that happen? I'm over here with Sir Black P. Getting us into game 1 though. But how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Crazy to see this transition from bear into bear, and now we're going to lobby A, which is going to be even crazier. So already into the game, already into the carousel.
Yeah, feeling good. We're into the carousel. Got Shogun Eagle over here. Now, I want to pick your brain because I'm not the most intelligent. You're going to have to be the intelligent one on this cast. What's carousel prio right now? What are you looking for on the carousel?
Well, I mean, we're still seeing the sure shots, obviously going around with the Samiras and the Senna's early game, but we are also seeing so much AP coming up with Yumi. Talia seems to be doing somewhat fine depending on what you get. So I would say either you go bow if you want AD, or you go the tier if you want AP, because most AP builds need like 2 or 3 tiers on it, because even if you use the tiers for your carries, you still want a redemption for your frontliners.
Yeah, I've always been a sword kind of guy. I don't know, I feel like sword's always been that item that you can just grab, you can plug and play, you can do anything you want with it. Big fan of the Gunblade. And that is, you know, a key unit in the Gunblade, or a key item component. So I'm personally always looking for that. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah, there are, I feel like, a few items that are 100% slams, and Gunblade is one of them. Just in my opinion. But what do you think? Do you think, obviously, last time we had a lot of Gunblade, we had a heck of a lot of, oh goodness, what's the 80 shred item? Where's my head at?
Last Whisper.
Last Whisper. Those were kind of the 2 standouts. Do you think that's going to continue here?
Yeah, for sure. If you're going AD, you definitely want the Last Whisper there. You want it on the traditional vein, with the Shojin, but you also want for the sure shots and anything else AD you go. I agree wholeheartedly. Gunblade is the item to go for mostly. It goes on AP or AD builds, but too many BFs aren't generally great. And so 2 cost hero augments.
We got some hero augments. Now, there's a heck of a lot of good choices here in the 2-cost hero augments. I think you can really build your team around a lot of these, so it might take a lot of scouting, a lot of understanding of what do you actually want to go. I know there's quite a pretty famous Lee Sin build out there. Be interesting is going to go, but we do not. We grab the Vi, picking it up. What are your thoughts on this?
Pretty good, pretty awesome augment. If I didn't see wrongly, it is the carry Vi augment, where
so.
she's gonna grow and get really tanky, which is really insane, and it's really good if you want to go for some early underground builds. We have the Gunblade Slam here already. But yeah, I wonder if someone took the listing one, because generally when it's 2-cost hero augments, we see 2 or 3 people going with a double listing frontline, which is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the 2 augments picked up, it will be interesting to see, is there going to be contention for this, or is somebody going to have to pivot out of it with Nazrat, aka Tarzan, and Purple Pouring both picking it up? I feel like that's a really tough contention point. Do you think it's a possibility for one to go for it and one to back down, or do you think there's room for 2 people to actually run it?
Well, certainly there is room if we talk about the number of units on the deck. So both of them could get the 3-star Vi potentially, but it's also fine if you just keep the 2-star Vi for your board and build anything else. You don't necessarily need to be re-rolling for 3 stars with this augment, but obviously it's the better strategy. So I wonder if both of them go for it. Tarzan here surely could do a 3-star Draven plus 3-star Vi here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not the analytical side of things. That's what we got you here for. But I am a hand holder. I love holding hands, especially grabbing somebody's hand and going 7th, 8th.
What are they talking about? I'm not gonna re-roll fucking...
You know, speaking of...
At support Vi.
We do have, if you saw the Purple Pouring, has got his Valentine's Day skin rolling. So I'm interested to see, is that the strategy? Is he saying game 1, you know what, let's hold hands 7, 8? I think it'd be possibly a good way to go.
I mean, yeah, it could be. Also, there are some graphs, some studies out there about the facts, the kinds of hero augments that you can forego after a certain stage of the game. So like in this situation, you could potentially end up pivoting out of the Vi, especially if you decide to go full threats with the Velvet as your carry. But generally, you want to keep the hero augment because obviously it makes a difference. But yeah, holding hands is a cool strategy. Sometimes, in this week tournament setting, if you can at least outlast the other person that you are holding hands with, maybe that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I never am looking. I am a Diamond 4 player at heart, so I'm always looking to just hold 7th, 8th, you know, and just get to go play some more TFT. Or rage quit and go play ARAMs, which is also enjoyable. But none of these players are going to have the luxury to do that today. They're all going to be fighting for that finals spot. An extremely important day for a lot of these players. But speaking of a lot of these players, we do have a substantial amount of their POVs. And do you have somebody that you're actually looking for here to kind of pull ahead, or looking at these boards as we kept fishing around? Is anybody looking pretty strong right now?
Well, 2 things I would like to point out here is that we have a special on the carousel, so really interesting who's going to take it, and it's Shogun Eagle, so let's see what comes out of that. And also the fact that Dark Mekaki, I just spotted, has a champion duplicator, on its bench, so wondering whether that's going to serve the purpose of a maybe a little bit earlier 3-star unit, or if it's going to just be held for a potential 2-star 4-cost down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we were talking about this before the game, and we did get confirmation on how to say Mekaki, and I believe that is how it's correct. Mekaki. That's how they separated. So I'm gonna go with Mekaki, even though they said dark is fine. But what's the fun in that? Where is the fun in that?
Yeah, what's the fun in that? So, love to see. You were talking about who we want to see here. Really interesting what's gonna come out of Peach Dan's game, just because he's our fellow caster. Also, Gagamo, because he seems to be a favorite of most predictions from the weeklies. But yeah, so
whoa,
we
now,
on
PHN,
Peach.
I gotta hold you off on that just for a second. People are jumping on the Gagamo hype train. The train left. I was the conductor. I left. There's no more. There's no room. You're not allowed to jump on the Gagamo hype train. It's gone. Black P, if you want on though, I have an extra seat. So you are more than welcome to. I'm just gonna offer it to you and no one else. August tried to jump on in the analyst desk. No, he's not allowed on.
Okay, well, with an offer like that, there's no way I'm not gonna jump in. So I take it,
There it is.
and it doesn't even matter if it's the window or not. I'm fine with it.
Welcome aboard, man. No, you can have window seats. We got plenty of room on the Gagamo hype train. It is sailing around. We'll be interested to see, what they end up doing. I'm gonna pivot over to them. They were. And say, okay, they did send more units out. They had a quick open board strategy, so I was interested if they're actually going to open board it. They did have that 4-game loss streak, which is a huge loss streak for them. Actually, this is a weak board on the other side from Shogun Eagle. And we did see what they did with the spat. All they did with it was just put it on the vein in the back corner, just to sit there and do nothing. So it is going to be an unfortunate... oh, no, it is going to be... Is it going to be a win?
It looks like it's going to be a win for Shogun here. Gagamo did its job, making his board as weakest as possible. It's fine. The spat on Shogun Eagle was already on the vein from the carousel, so that's why it's there. And okay. So we got 2-star Yumi here, which is pretty cool. And so we are pretty much tunneled into the Yumi strategy here, which is fine. But 64 HP is really rough. If you can come out of it with a lot of copies of your units and at least 2-star them really early, maybe you can come back, hopefully. The items on the bench are not as great as they could be, but at least you have half the Titans, half the Spark, half the Redemption. So maybe with some lucky drops we can get the perfect Nyla items here, which I would say is a little bit more of a star in this comp than the Yumi is.
Yeah, absolutely. I would 100% agree with that. I do think it is going to be the star unless you can start getting these like 3 items on the Yumi 3-star for late game, but you really do need the tanking of the front line, and especially with the hero augment. I would fully agree with you. We'll be interested to see how they're going to start to put this board together. I feel like this is a 1st or 8th board is what it seems like, and it's very easy to start to fall behind. He's already at the 64 HP, like you said, and start to actually just really drop off if we don't start hitting these 3 stars, or in this case, you got to hit the 2 stars, because it is looking like this board is quite weak for the time being.
Yeah, I like the annotations there with the Sunfire instead of the Redemption. You would typically want the Redemption here. It's the strongest item, and it's a core item on Nyla, but you want the Sunfire just to make your early game just a little bit stronger, so you don't get as punished. Although you do get Xena Surge here with the level 6, so you're going to be really, really punished. But also you get some nice drops there with a tier and now 2 rods, so you do have decent items to make. You just need to get a little bit lucky, as you said, getting the 2 stars, getting the 3 stars.
Definitely, and he's going to have to figure out when is it worth pulling the trigger, when is he actually going to start to go in. Did finally hit the 50 gold mark, was what he was looking for, but with at 50 health, that is pretty detrimental. Axiom Mark's looking pretty good though.
Yeah, for sure. We rode, and we got we roll and we get True of the Hunt, which is pretty neat.
Yep.
Again, I would say it's another choice in order to make your early game, your mid game actually, a little bit stronger, because we started off losing so much health. So it's good decisions in the sense that it's the right thing to do now. But all of those are decisions to get you into a top 4, not a top 1 anymore, because we already sacrificed so much.
Yeah, we actually absolutely have sacrificed so much. So we'll be interested to see if they're going to be able to make it and push forward. That was a weird item bug. I didn't know what happened there for a second. not being able to get the jeweled gauntlet actually onto him. Does get on in the end. This looks like it might still be a loss. Ezreal in the background is going to be really strong, and he really didn't upgrade the board.
I'm looking good.
Doesn't feel like enough to be able to prove strong enough to beat these other boards. I may have
Even if I lose, I don't mind.
he is sniping that back line, and the front line is starting to melt. This Sunflower Cape's actually doing quite a lot of work for him.
Wrong board.
And that is going to be the turnaround point for Gagamo, it looks like.
Yeah, the Sunfire and
My front line's a bit wacky.
True of the hunt as well, saving the Yumi from barely dying. Purple Pori on the other side got a underground heart, so it's at 4 hearts if he can find.
I'm gonna item hold Rammus for now.
Sona can already upgrade it to 5 really early, so that's really interesting. And now we transition into his board. Yeah, hopefully we can get some crazy underground shenanigans here.
Yeah, could get some really crazy underground shenanigans. This is the heart design that I was talking about, though. I am a little disappointed that he's not actively running heart with the heart design. I think that's a missed opportunity. I think he could have a slight in-game buff if that would have been the case. Unfortunately, it's not.
Since I have trade sector, I think I'm gonna just try and stay above 50.
3-star Vi here. Also,
Reroll myself to level 8. I don't think I'm gonna roll down on 6 or 7 yet. It depends on how it goes. But for now, I want to try and hit 7. Might roll a bit at 7. Hit my transition. Hit my units.
Plus so many good units hit, and trade sector getting you so many 2-stars.
The question is, when do I go 7? Probably not 3-5. Since I lost my streak twice, I've been losing now. Probably just 4-1. Take it slow. Just standard, stay above 50. I have an open sword and defensive items needed.
Not sure.
Open sword can be IE.
We'll see.
I guess.
Cash out comes up now. Let's see whether we can get a blue buff maybe for Ezreal.
IE or build? Yeah, let's go IE.
Still wondering. No, we go for
Let's finish the sword item.
With the blue buff, though, interested to see what he's gonna go with this. Is this gonna be?
This is probably Samira
bow
with the IE.
Yeah, I'm assuming Titans resolve because basically you double up on the Vi with.
How expensive is it to level 32?
Resolve, so it's
I have a free roll at 7.
Growing. Yep. And getting more powerful, which is really insane, especially if you hit the 3-star Vi.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the best opportunities that Poring has to utilize that bow. Bows don't seem like they are the most prevalent in this comp that he's running. And with Titan's Resolve just being such a strong, standalone item as it is, I think it's definitely the correct choice.
Hopefully I win, make 20. Should win.
You go for the bow would be a Giant Slayer
Wrong Ezreal.
Back when Gunblade wasn't buffed like it is now, and you would run Ezreal without a healing item, but now that the Gunblade is just a little bit better, you run it and then bows become
nice
items.
Oh, perfect. Dude, that Ezreal just got sent flying so high. Nice, we make 20 again. That was a little bit risky, but since I stayed above 20,
really neat for that.
Yeah, that Draven is looking pretty tough out there. And I want to pull back something you said. I thought it was very interesting. Bows being frontline items.
God.
It's kind of a funny world that we found ourselves in, that you consider an attack speed item as a frontline item. That looks like quite a good heist. 2 items and a Reforger. And see, he does continue it at 43 HP. What do you make of this? Do you think it's a mistake, or do you think he's actually going to be able to hold on?
Okay, so we know he hadn't taken a heist before, because this is a heist 2 level.
Yep.
And it's interesting. It's interesting decision. Like, I don't know if it's a mistake or not, because it's really easy to talk about things when we are out here just casting, not playing.
Absolutely,
It's a greedy decision, which I like it. I love it. I don't know if it's going to pay out, but I love it.
Absolutely, I am a greedy man myself. That normally leads me to the 8s, which is where I'm happy. And I'm at my most happiest, probably at 8th, especially if I can.
Dude, this 2-star I'm messing with.
Right now,
King high roll.
Him and Nazrat did pick the exact same augment, but are not the same score-wise. We'll have to see.
We didn't pick the same augment, Honey Bear.
He would love a loss here. possibly just a 1-unit loss, but this Ezreal might be able to do too much healing, and no one is taking down that Vi at this current moment. So tough win, I feel like, for Purple Pouring, but maybe a win that was
Senna
needed
too?
in order to maintain some of the health.
Maybe I mean, like losing a possible 5 lose streak, it's terrible.
Yep.
Especially because he rolled down so much and went down to 26 gold, losing so much interest.
I think I dropped the Draven now that I have to start Senna. Put in Aesol.
But I like his situation.
Holy
the Vi is
fuck.
really powerful already, as you saw. He pretty much solo carried there against so many opponents. Now, the only thing I feel a little bit bad about is the fact that we are still really far away from a 3-star Ezreal and a little bit far from the Vi as well.
Yeah, it seems like we are very, very far away. So interested to see what's going to be able to happen with
Oh,
him.
please don't tell me I have this fucking bug on my screen now this whole time. What is this?
Looks like he's just kind of splashing in whatever he hits and just tossing that in there. What do you think of this kind of style, especially at this amount of health? It looks like it's going to be able to work out for him with what he's hitting, but he does need to start hitting these 2 costs or 2 stars.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just trying to make strongest board possible for now. Surely going the sure shot route here with Silver Augment plus Runans and Last Whispers. That's definitely going on a Samira or an Aphelios down the line. Still holding on to the Nico, so we already know that our decision is to grid it out to 2-star, 4 cost, or even a 5 cost. Who knows if you're lucky enough. So
Damn. Cleansing Safeguard. I want to snooze.
It's pretty decent front line for now, so on the earliest part of stage 4.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good spot for the early stages of stage 4. Words are escaping me, my goodness. But we do find ourselves a prismatic lobby, insta lock in there. Interesting pickup though. I wonder what his thought process is around this. Does get a really good pickup of the Aphelios though.
Yeah, like thought process here, I would say I'm getting weaker. I don't have that much econ. It doesn't look like I can go 8 on 4 or 5. So I'm gonna get high-end shopping so I can already start getting my 4 costs and legendaries earlier than everybody. I'm gonna be 1 unit down than someone who goes level 8, but it doesn't matter because I can hit Samira too, who knows? Maybe I can find a legendary, and that's exactly what happened. We found the Aphelios, so it worked out.
Absolutely important going on the full roll down here. He really needs to start hitting these units. Is getting a little bit closer on each of them, but could start to really hurt. I did not see where he was at as far as the cash out was, but this could be quite a painful loss if it ends up coming through.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have to point out, we have Radiant Titan's Resolve on the Vi plus the regular Titan's Resolve. Plus the Element.
That shield.
It's just gonna be insane. That Vi is just gonna be the thing.
Wait, Zana's Urge is already 9.
If it can get 3-star, I don't know what can kill that.
Yeah, really gotta get that 3-star though. Is at 13 gold. Is looking like it's gonna take a big loss here. Dropping down to under 20 HP. This is in a dire position. He does have his cash out though. Is it gonna be a big one? That's a Radiant. That looks pretty good to me.
Oh my god. Like, you do not want a Radiant Ginsos, that's for sure. Maybe you reforge it? But like, way harder than any kind of cash out is to find these 3 stars, and we are just 1 away from everything. Oh my god.
It's painful. He's
It's
got to
so
win this. He does go for the Reinforcer. It's the Bloodthirster. I have no idea where he's going to put that.
No.
He does have a Sunfire that he can slam as well. This will be his first kind of look at any form of heal cut. And this is going to be a heck of a battle. This is bottom of the barrel. This bottom of the barrel. Gagamo versus Purple Pouring. Gagamo could go out right now if Pouring actually makes this happen. Not sure if he's going to. That Rel in the front line is unbelievably tanky, even though it's doing almost no damage to the Ezreal. But the front line is gone. Yumi is too strong. And Pouring is going to go down to single digits, 7 HP and a dream. It's not looking good.
it's definitely not looking good. I said before, I love going the greedy route, but sometimes it just doesn't pay off, and this time it just didn't pay off. The Radiant Ginsos was fine, was far from optimal, but it could work for the Ezreal. The Radiant Bloodthirster is just
Fuck it.
terrible.
I would have probably
You
preferred the
would love
belt
put
to
it
make
on the
redemption.
fly. Unfortunately, you do not have the
But
slot for it.
USS is okay.
So
Plus,
basically,
let's see if I can maybe make a
usually it's gonna work
2-star
out, but it had a thief slow on
2-star
it.
Leona.
So really bad rolls there.
Level
The
to 8
Radiant
here.
item is pretty much worthless. It's also
Get this
taking
Urgot
away
in,
from
nice.
possible
Take this
damage
off,
to
put
the
this,
Ezreal,
put
which he doesn't
this,
have.
put this.
Yeah,
Roll,
the first
Sejuani, Sejuani,
it's still
Sejuani in for Zach. We're about
It's
to
so much
go.
better, though. You love to see it,
Bam,
and
bam,
you
ba-da,
believe
bam,
that's still
bam,
the bug
bam.
that is out there. Is that correct?
I don't need
Yeah,
him.
so
This dead unit
right
for
now
now.
things seem to
I
just
need a
pop
sure
off.
shot. Hold this Senna
Items
for
are popping
replacement.
off
I need
more
either
than usual.
Samira or Aphelios.
We get the blue buff gunblade on the Ezreal, so that's pretty fine. We have an orb right there in the middle of the board, which I don't know what it is, but yeah, anyways.
I also don't know. Do you just slam that on the Ezreal, though?
I mean, you gotta.
At this point, I mean, you're down a Radiant item. Maybe he's looking to see, am I going to win this? Is it possible that I can just win with the
Fuck.
Ezreal?
I think I just knocked out
Am I
Boring.
going to have enough strength? It's looking like that front line.
This Urgot is ramping like crazy.
Going to be able to fire into the front line and the back line.
Yeah.
Almost simultaneously. This Vi is going down really fast. He does.
The Urgot scaled like crazy.
Is it too little, too late though? He might not have enough damage to get through.
What is weather? Rainy?
Purple pouring
Where's my
is gonna
Samira?
go down. I believe that is going to be
Fuck him.
place.
I mean, not.
Yagamo's still living.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Gamo's still alive.
Fuck the Rammus.
Like, should have slammed the Bloodthirster before just because it's 30% extra AD, which is not that much, but it's something, and maybe it would help with just a little bit extra damage there. I don't know if it would.
Yeah, I have my
nothing.
sure shots for now.
As I said before, just unlucky. Pushed, tried to be greedy, didn't work out. Terrible Radiant item there. The Ginsos was bad, the Bloodthirster was even worse. So it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and I mean, I respect the play. He's looking at like, this is not an item that I want to slam. I need to be able to win 2 more rounds.
I don't need
See if I can
Bobeth.
get a better item off
I
of
just have this Urgot. It's much better.
Tried to hold on as long as he could, ended up staying a little bit too long, and he ended up dropping out for him. But on to Gagamo's board.
It's rainy. I don't keep Janna. Just make 20.
This cat continue to pop off. That front line seems to be unkillable on the side of PHDN. Shields are absolutely massive. These heals keep coming through. I have no idea what can kill this Lee Sin, but it seems like there's no chance it can be a cat. Got it down to about...
Apologies to Boring for knocking him out
HP.
on 4-5.
How many times? 10, 20?
Gagamo's out too.
Doesn't matter. He's gone.
There's my Samira.
Yeah, the listing is just
Oh.
bonkers. We get a hard crown, so that's insane.
Don't need you, don't need you. I need you, maybe hold you.
Might be the next one to go down because apparently
Maybe Echo over Zac since there's gonna be AP, AD. Oh, he's gonna go 4 Ace, it looks like. Maybe, potentially, with the Samira and the thingy. This is gonna be, this is AP. This is a lot of AP from the laser core. And then this guy, AD, with a 2-star Aphelios.
I'm not sure. Having the Anima Visage on the Fiddlesticks, what do you make of
I think it's worth it. I think Aegis might be good
You just put it on there because
over the Zac, but 2-star Zac is nice too.
For the time being.
Okay, I have Rod, Open Cloak,
don't really
Oh.
care that much about your Fiddlesticks.
Rod. I think I just make Spark here.
You just wanted to
What do I
do some
open with?
damage, go
Open
down,
bow?
and then just
Open bow
you can
Samira?
take the regen anyways from its ability. But in
Probably
this
not.
case, as you said,
Open
it's
bow
just best
cloak.
unit to put it on, and it works out.
That's just
Gets the
open bow
morale
cloak.
in.
Open
It's
bow.
far more of a
Cannot speak.
utility Fiddlesticks than
Okay, get a replacement, get a replacement, get a replacement.
the Aphelios with
Fuck.
4 sure shots, so
I wanted to
that's good.
try and find a replacement for
Only bad thing here is
Senna.
that they
That's
have
fine.
so many one-shots too.
I have this. I probably keep the Echo, not the Samira. It's a bit greedy. I don't need the Samira. Okay, I'm never gonna restore her. No point.
But not sure if it's going to be able to do much more than that. It's going to be relying
I need
on
replacement. Swap items onto Samira. Jesus. And add in Aegis. Oh, 2 components. We take it. That's a BT on my Leona, by the way. Holy shit.
Is it gonna be enough? Gets the second cast, gets a ton of healing, is gonna be able to clean up the fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Big win for Dark Makaki. We'll have to see if they're gonna be able to pull out some work. It's gonna be a lot about this Fiddlesticks positioning until you can start two-starring a lot of these other units.
Yes, positioning is key here. Needs to really know where to put the units.
Just need one.
You see that the
First shot.
Anima Visage
Here we
is
go.
paying off here. The Fiddlesticks was tanky enough to hold on and get the kills. But we were lucky enough finding a third item for the Aphelios there. At least let's see whether.
Okay, now we go 9. I had Echo.
Last item to the Aphelios really be able to carry.
Yeah, go 9, add Echo, swap Senna for Aphelios, and we're done.
Really strong with the 6 hearts.
It's either Echo or
Is really strong with the 6 hearts.
Or Alistar.
He does follow us. He was not done with the stream. He said, "I'm still going." Does get a Fiddlesticks reposition. Is going to be able to hit that back line a lot sooner. Going to be able to heal up as well. This Fiddlesticks is extremely hard to take down, and PH Dan found out the hard way.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks really great against these clumps, and unfortunately there is no positioning for Dan, which will not have a clump. He needs to utilize the Janna. Also, it's pretty much just Lee Sin and everyone
There's
else's
Zed,
backline, so
Aphelios,
there is
Booster,
enough for you to
and
knock
then
out
the
the
Urgot.
units. So just a bad matchup there, but it's still really good, still raining, still looking really strong for a top 4. Just curious that we are not going for the double Lee Sin, but maybe just valuing the Urgot a little bit more, or maybe we just didn't find more Lee Sins to do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You would imagine they probably found a couple more Lee Sins. Maybe they sold them. Not gonna be 100% on this, but either way, that
Just our Urgot would be insane. Just our Sejuani as well.
Hopefully for the other side, Leona doesn't really care. Nazrat is gonna be able to push right through the Soraka. Is not gonna be able to do enough healing.
I have an open
In
chain
the backline, the 6 heart
to consider.
is just not gonna be strong enough, and he's dropping down to 35 HP there.
Aegis.
On the other side, and Dark Makaki down to 4 HP.
Let's go.
Okay, so Dark Macaque down.
That's pretty solid. Who'd I put it on?
We have our
Sejuani?
6th place. We got
Dark?
2 component drops for Dan there, and utilizing the manager.
I kind of want to put it on Sejuani. Guarantee the cast more. And she's still 1-star.
Urgot is being really helpful here. It just looks like everyone is getting decently stronger. Nazrat also got an Aegis back from the carousel. So
Yeah, let's put it on. Let's put it on Sejuani.
these APs on the game, and now we have 3-star LeBlanc. Okay, so that's a very decent buff for Dan's board.
1 AP. No, 1 AD with a lot of AP still. Then the fucking AP.
So this is
80.
Nazrat over here is what we
Nazrat,
got.
yeah, Nazrat.
Yeah, Nazrat's board. We're just gonna take a quick check out what he's got going. That Urgot does actually look pretty scary. Gotta be looking for that 2-star. Interested to see, you know, his choice not to roll down seems to be getting a little bit far into the game. You know, with us having our top 5 and some low HP bars to not roll it a little bit. Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna try to go to 9.
I mean, I think we can just go for one more fight and see. We have a ghost here, so that's pretty chill. That 2-star Leona is gonna do wonders. It's really great to kill that set there. The Urgot sure shot is really good as well. Maybe this ghost fight is what gets him to go to push for 9.
Yeah, this could be it. I don't know if he's gonna have the money for it though. Just at 40 gold, and he is still 68 away. So at least cannot do it this round. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to do it next round either. And these are going to be some pretty tough fights coming up for him. What would you do in this situation? Are you looking for 9, or are you looking to roll down? Or maybe you're thinking one more loss and roll?
I would certainly grid this round and then see what I have to do, what the game forces me to. I don't know if I agree with this decision of taking the 4 sure shots out and going with the double Urgot plus Echo. So you have a lot more CC and defenses, but whether that's going to be enough, we'll see now.
Yeah, we'll absolutely see now. This is going to be the Fiddlesticks board on the other side. Dark Makaki, 1 loss, and he's going to have to go down. This Fiddlesticks did get targeted early. Doesn't stop the Samira from pumping out the damage. The Sunfire is going to do enough to stop it, but the Samira in the back line starting to get shredded. Samira versus Aphelios. Aphelios does come out on top. And that is a good loss, if you will, for Nazrat. And everyone stays alive.
good loss. It stays in second place, but the double Urgot definitely did not pay off because the left side Urgot ran down to the middle and did not get the enemy Aphelios. So that was really awful. And maybe lacking the short shot damage was what made him lose the round there. So again, maybe if you were facing off against Dan and the whole AP comp, that decision would pay off. Against the AD Aphelios there, it certainly did not. But still, now I think I would probably roll because one bad fight and you're done. And if you level to 9, you're not gonna have enough gold to roll for anything. Although even though we do have third sector, it's probably not gonna be enough. So rolling down for something, I think it's probably the smartest decision.
And that is not the decision we go for. Nezra ends up shifting it out, does get the 4 sure shot in there, so it does significantly strengthen his board, but we still didn't get these upgrades. Or at least the Urga upgrade, the Echo is still in the front line. The 1-star, the Sejuani still up there, just the 1-star. So we'll be interested to see, are they going to be able to pull out this next fight? I think it's going to be close.
I need 4 Aegis and 4 sure shot, I think.
Needs to really watch the Samira positioning because then where the Kaiser looks really scary on the other side, we get the LeBlanc on the opposing side. So maybe that's good. The Shroud is good.
Yeah, looking like the Shroud is going to be good. Stopping the first LeBlanc cast for just a little bit, as well as some of the other spellcasters in the back line. This Samira is going to be untouched. Really good Urgot wave coming through, going to be able to stun up some of the team, but that front line is way too strong. The Samir might not have enough damage to be able to shred through it and does not going to end up going down. That 3-star LeBlanc with the others in the back line are just too strong.
Oh my god, this is a 5th place. This sucks so bad. You had 4 Aegis. You had your premier AP defenses on the front line. You had Leona going straight to the enemy Lee Sin and still unkillable. Leona, true damage on the Lee Sin, and the Lee Sin took so long to die.
It's insane because he resets every time.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers, and that is just a really tough loss. It's a hard thing to think about in those situations, to go to 9, to start the reroll. Where do you go? What do you want to hit? It's easy on the hindsight, looking on the other side, saying, okay, we got to just roll it down. But if you don't hit, you're still in the same position. Going up against the Ghost board, it was PH Dan here. Ends up taking the win. Dark Makaki does drop down, and PH, we have our top 2.
Yeah, we have our top 2. Now it's Dan versus Xanazurge. And LeBlanc 3, Syndra 2, pulling up units from the bench. That unkillable Lee Sin there. Like, this is looking a Zodia completely. And on the other side, Zana is really good, really well built with a lot of 2-star legendaries, but I don't know if that could kill this lesson, I don't know what can.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This Lee Sin is looking way too strong. There's a great Zephyr as well. The Fiddlesticks is going to go up into the air. So
it's 6 hard. It's insane.
Huge house that comes down, getting an item component.
And it's like the
Are we just going to slam it immediately, or wait on it?
dude, she pulls in so many units and you just die to 20.
From what it seems like, I don't think I've ever seen a Lee Sin be this strong. Riot, please fix that. PH Dan gets the win.
Ah, fuck, I'm so slow.
Really
That's
well
fine.
played there. We talked about in the earliest stages of the game, somebody's probably going to take the healing Lee Sin augment when it's a 2-cost hero augment. Dan was apparently the only one who took it, and it made it work.
No.
Didn't even go for the double Lee Sin, didn't matter. Got so many leveled up units. So yeah, great job.
Yeah, absolutely great job. It was kind of well done, I feel like, by all players. Feeling out game 1. There's still 3 more games to go until people are eliminated and people are moving on. So I feel like that was a solid first game. Blackpea, do you feel like anybody kind of let you down, or do you think it was a lot of people feeling out the waters, kind of testing where they need to go and how strong the strength of the boards are?
Yeah, no, I can't say anyone let me down. I think, as you said, they were just testing out the waters. I think that was just really, really unlucky for our fifth place there, which I forget who it was we were watching. But that bad fight was just sucked, and that was really sad for Purple as well. Gritted out, and it didn't work out. We got a bad Radiant item, and then an even worse one. But it happens, and at least you have 3 more games to come back.
Now you do. We're going to give Black P just a little bit of a break. We're going to switch on over to the end of the stats, bring on in August. Black P, we'll see you in a moment, man.
See ya.
Here is the man of the hour, the one everybody has actually been waiting for, not me, but August. August, what the heck happened that game? August, you muted. All right, Lawrence.
Man, that's my signature move, man. I love to do that. Apparently,
Absolutely, that's a big brain play right there.
That was just. I mean, we saw it last week. That Lee Sin carry augment is so incredibly powerful. It didn't matter that he didn't even run 2. He just ran 1,
Nope.
and he just won.
Yep.
So
it was
that's
a 1-2 cost. It was a 2-star.
1-2
whatever.
cost. Was his whole front line for 90% of that game. Did not matter, and it's not even like he came. Did he even get down to single digit HP at the end? I don't think he did. I think he just was chilling the whole game. So expect to see more of that for sure. We saw some reroll comps not quite make it out. Kind of, Yumi and Ezreal went down pretty early. And I saw a lot more sure shot than I thought I would. But I mean, AD's been great since forever this set, so not surprised there. I'm expecting to see a lot more Lee Sin forcing though. I'm not surprised at all, and a lot more reroll forcing, even though it didn't work out for them this game.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on kind of a lot of the strategies that come through? Black P and I were touching on it a little bit, but it seemed like opportunities to roll and opportunities to strengthen your board were passed away a little bit for a little bit of greed, and that's the way Black P and I said we play. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you think people were greedy in here? Do you think it was a little bit of unlucky?
I definitely saw more than one player getting a little too greedy. I mean, we even saw an underground player go, what was it, 7th here?
Yep.
No, 8th. No, Portal 8th, yeah. So
that was a little bit unlucky, with Black P as well.
Yeah.
That Radiant item was garbage, and then you're like, all right, let's reroll it, and then like that Radiant item was worse. So it feels bad, but yeah,
it was super unfortunate. And then I think I saw a lot of greed. I think I saw a lot of just 1st or 8th play, which is kind of expected this late in the tournament, because you want to start pushing people out. You want to start securing spots for next week again.
Yep.
But I think this late in the tournament, I disagree with that playstyle. I think you need to get your 4th, this early. It's not too crazy close. Or I mean, it is kind of crazy close. You want to get your 4th. I don't think you need to be playing for 1st right away every time. But I mean, these are some pretty high caliber players. They are committed to their playstyles. I think my camera froze. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think you're gone. I mean, it's a good face to start out to leave us at. Obviously, I'm like, wait a minute, is that on my end? Did I do that? No, you're just gone. It's all right.
Just deep in thought there, yeah. My OBS has been freezing a lot on me lately. I don't know what that's about. Let me see if this works.
He's gone?
Nope.
He's back? So the same face. That's like your thinker face though. Like you were deep in thought in that face.
Deep in thought, yeah, for sure.
Deep in thought.
Anyways,
continue with
Close 5th, waiting for the next lobby to start.
I'm not really have much to add. We saw
I'm gonna be all right.
Standard stuff for this particular patch, and so
that was the one matchup I was fearing against Dan, and I hit it, and I got
some
run over.
Some prismatic lobbies, some spat lobbies.
Really want some prismatic lobbies, and specifically, I'm glad you brought up spat because that was gonna be my next one. Spat seemed to almost be non-existent. At least that game, we had a few. PH Dan did have the heart spat that he was able to put onto, or at least the heart emblem that he did put on the LeBlanc 3-starred it. That was a super important portion of it. Did go run the 6 heart build, which was extremely helpful for that Lee Sin in the front line. But interested to see if there's going to be more spats come out there. We did see a lack of Viego I don't know where Viego was at. Oxforce was completely gone. So I think there are a lot of comps that weren't tapped into it. And yeah, I'm excited to see where we go moving forward. August, you're half back, but you're gone.
Yeah, this OBS is killing me right now. I'm gonna
You're
work on
back,
it
but
in
we're in
between.
the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it in between the next game.
Well, speaking of in between, I think it's about time we're gonna send it back over. August, we're gonna give you a break, man. You deserve it. We're not today. We're gonna send it back over to Black P here, and we're gonna start getting our way into game 2. August, anything before we go?
Anything? No, I saw Nada speaking a fourth there. I'm expecting to see a lot of top 4s, if not top 1s from Nada today. So we'll keep an eye on her.
I forgot to tell you. You tried. I don't know why I just got him. I think it was puppy fur. Let me see that puppy fur on me. But hey, you tried to jump on the Gagamo hype train. I don't know if you heard it. Your access was denied. You are not welcome onto the Gagamo hype train. So you can try again next set.
You know what? Fair. You know what? Fine.
Did I give you access last week and you denied it, right? Was that correct?
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. You had your chance. Unfortunately, the door was shut. So, but speaking of the door being shut and then reopened, bringing back on Sir Black P. August, we'll see you after this next game, man. But Black P on the hype train, except for our boy kind of let us down a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of let us down a level on going 7th there. Dan saying he just turbo griefed him. Yeah, that sucks. That happens. But yeah, like we really saw, as you said, Viego completely gone. The Oxforce was completely gone. I guess just 2 cost hero augments. There aren't too many who would fit a Viego comp. You can do Camille, you can do any, but neither is just too good. It won't really help that much. So yeah, just the hero augment just funneled everyone down into the rerolls and stuff like that. But hoping to see a very different game here. I do have to agree with August though. You should be going for top 4 at this stage in the tournament. I think top 1 or 8th is something just for the finals.
Yeah, I fully agree. It is interesting to see what the dynamic is going to happen. I do fully stand by. I think this game was a little bit more of a test the waters, a little bit more of a, hey, let's prepare. We're just getting into it. It could be a long day for some of these players. As a matter of fact, it will be a very long day for some of these players as they transition us into Purple Points board. We got a lot of people running for that cloak, or the belt. Why is belt so popular?
Yeah, like just our belt. Actually, I mean, we all know the power of Sunfire in the early game. We saw the slams of Sunfire as well on the
into game 2.
So helpful redemption is just such a core item nowadays in the game as well. Even if you
Fail talent,
you can use it on some good units down the line, especially a Zac. So yeah, I think if you cannot go for anything offensive, Belt is really good. And depending on which side you start on carousel, you just don't want to compete.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can fully agree with that. I do believe, I think Belt is a very strong start. I think it is the premier tank item right now. In my opinion, or premier tank component. I think you can do so much with it. Obviously Sunfire is always going to be helpful.
Laser core?
If you want to be the rat, you can build something like a Zephyr if you would choose to. But other than that,
Laser core?
There's just a lot of positive items that come through. If you would have got the belt here, could have slammed the redemption, which is extremely strong on, maybe specific frontline units, but can be a really strong item to just hold us out.
Yeah, it's really good in general. Doesn't matter what you're running. Like even threats can work it. Usually, you want the threats a little bit more spread out, but even then, even those units can use it. As I was saying on the last game, both tend to be a little bit more frontline items nowadays. Like you want the last whisper maybe for your backline and then nothing else. Like sometimes a giant slayer, depending. So you can also build a Z-Route, and now we go into augments, which is gold.
I think it's
and
Electro.
Forge. No thinking about it.
I'm just gonna go Electro.
Instant Forge.
These items, Axiom is a little bit specific.
Yeah,
I think Electro.
this
I
is
have
a
my
little
Sunfire
hard.
here.
I don't know if you do Obsidian Cleaver in a lot of different comps, so it'd be interesting to see what he thinks he's going to be able to run here and what he's going to be moving forward. Eternal Winter, I feel like, is always going to be the safe option, just an easy front line, and he ends up taking it. I do believe that is the correct option, but a tough one. But I do think that Purple Pouring decided he doesn't want to tunnel vision on a comp that needs the shred. So I believe going with the more defensive, the more tanky item is the way to go.
Yeah, I think the shred is really good and really helpful to pretty much anything. It's an awesome item, but it won't help you that much in the early game, especially because the Black Clover is something you want on something that can spread out and shred everyone. And though in this set, those are usually the legendaries.
Yep.
So early in the game, you only have mostly how can I say, one target units, and so
Rich Get Richer. Frozen Winter.
Definitely not as helpful, you know, especially
Rich Get
starting
Richer.
is going to take the loss. Did not push.
Hustler.
Keeping a lot of his units.
Jeweled Gauntlet. Jeweled Lotus.
On the bench.
Free reroll.
Not sure.
Dark
if he
Guardian. Hey,
knows which
a lot of
route
AP.
to go for just yet. I do see the Anima Squad.
Can I make 10 here?
I
No.
love
Just sit.
slamming Anima Squad early. It's unfortunately he only has the 2, or else that might have been, you know, a slam for me. I believe it's yeah. Okay, the Jinx. I'm like, wait a minute, where did I miss it? Yes, got the 2 on the bench. Unfortunately, can't make it the 3rd. But what are your thoughts? He does pick up the Anima Squad. Do you think it's still viable moving into later of stage 2?
No, yeah, I think it's still fine, depending whether you can make a strong board or not, because remember, the Anime Squad will stack on kills.
Sorry.
So if you can get a board that will kill stuff on stage 2, that's fine. Considering he already lost the first game, the first match, sorry. Let's see whether he loses this one or not. Okay, it's gonna be a win. So if he wants to start win streak,
Let's go. Big win. Big win.
Anime Squad to kill stuff, but yeah, choose to sell it.
Big
I'm
win.
surprised that we didn't see Anime Squads on the last game because it's a pretty good reroll.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, interesting to see why, you know, people did not choose it. Could have had it here. Has the stylist in the shop. He let it go. Just my personal want. Not gonna be something that he ends up picking up himself. But we do have the Lee Sin, strongest unit in the game. Who cares about all other augments? You don't need them for this guy. Slapping a Lee Sin, probably gonna get a win streak going here.
Yeah, fun fact, the Lee Sin is a brawler just like Riven. It's 1 cost less than the Riven, and it actually has better base stats than the Riven, so I do not know what's happening with the balance on that, but anyways.
Actually, I had no idea. I did not know it had better base stats than the Riven. That is hilarious.
Dude, what the fuck? What is this? This is a 2-star show?
5 champions that
What?
have 3
Okay.
traits.
Yeah.
And so that is where some of her power does come from. But that's pretty funny.
Yeah, like it's pretty splashable because it has 3 traits, but still it's so weak. I mean, it's not that weak, it's actually a pretty good unit, but it just looks weird that it has less base stats than most other units. It has actually a pretty low base HP as well. But yeah, anyways, we digress. So let's go back into what we are watching here, and we go with the listing really early, which is really good. And now we're gonna probably splash that declaw on the Choga, which gonna make the Choga himself really good at tanking and dealing damage as well. Because remember, his damage scales with the magic resist.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we don't sell the Choga to build the item.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be just greeting himself for the Cho'Gath too. The board is gonna still be strong enough, so I think it's gonna work out for him. Is gonna be holding those laser corp units. You see, they might be able to utilize that come towards the later stages of 4. Or nope, slams it right now. Ends up taking out the Lee Sin, slamming it on in there. I think that is a wise choice, especially now you do get the laser corp and the duelist started for you.
Yes, for sure. Now we get Dan on the other side going with the recons. Already has the shiv on the Kai'Sa there. Shoga with not the best of ultis, but
Nice.
it's fine.
Kill 2?
The
Kill 3?
level up was
No.
completely
Probably
the
not.
correct choice, giving duelists for Gangplank, giving the
Kill 2.
3 laser
That's not
points
bad
as
against the 100
well.
streaker.
Ashe is doing a decent job, but unfortunately the shiv is just too powerful in the early game. So pretty good start for Dan here. Already has 3 recons, only needs the Vayne, and with his augment, which I forgot the name, is going to have a lot of econ.
Yes, I believe it is Hustle is the one that he has. Is that correct?
No. Rich gets richer.
Rich gets richer. That's the one he's got.
Hustle is somebody else.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what he's got. So he's going to be trying to rake in as much of the money as he possibly can. Is on that 2-game win streak. You know, unfortunately, we don't really have any win streakers. There's that Xanazurge up there in the top is the only win streaker of the lobby. So we'll have to see if anybody can start to catch him. There are going to be some strong boards out here. Speaking of strong boards, these Cho'Gaths are quite big. And it just is not even going to be close.
I have to make 30 here since I've not been streaking.
About that Gagamo hack train.
Holy shit.
Is on Hustler, is on 6 before the Crocs. So guess the hack train is doing really well this game. Hopefully it won't get stopped on its tracks.
Yeah, hopefully not. It is looking very, very strong over here. Interesting what they're going to go. I do love this Gadgettine start. Big fan of it. I think there's so much that can be done with the Gadgettine start, and with that item, you know, coming through, I think it is just too powerful to let go if you can hit it. So pretty exciting stuff from him, especially the fact that he can 2-star a lot of these units, and he is picking up some really, really strong things to put on his board.
Giant Slayer, DC Rod,
is this going
Old
to
Bow,
be
Zeke's. Yeah, just hold.
the Kai'Sa game?
Yeah, from the items, it does not look like it.
No, it does not.
Still holding the Choga though, that's really good gets an early echo.
I don't want to go recons.
So playing Hustler to the most optimal way possible, just getting stronger and stronger as early as possible. Gets the last Whisper build, so we know we're going AD here. And DIE. Okay, so this is gonna be a Samira down the line, or even a Phileas if you can get there. But yeah, I think those are wise choices. You're gonna for sure pivot out of those gadgetings eventually.
Yeah, absolutely gonna be working our way out. Yeah, it's probably going to be that Samira coming on through. We'll have to see how long it's going to take them to hit. They do have no econ to their name. That is a 3-star Wukong. That's a 3-star Wukong and Lux. I'm not sure where we missed that one. What board was that?
Yeah, I couldn't really see who it was, but that's really insane. So that's Shogun Eagle actually. Just checked it. Shogun Eagle with the re-rolls there, which is good decision. I played some re-rolls of Wukong and Poppy and stuff like that lately, and it has worked out. And it's Prismatic Lobby for the second augment here.
Yeah, big Prismatic Lobby. Interesting to see. This is going to really start to change a lot of this board. Speaking of the Shogun Eagle, this is not the board that he wanted to find, or not what he wanted to find, because that is going to be a lot of power to increase these board strengths, or the end cap board strengths. So we'll have to see what is he going to be able to do with a lot of these rerolls.
Yeah, the one thing I gotta call it out, like two things I gotta call it out. The first is that for Shogun Eagle specifically, he already had the 2-3 stars hit before Prismatic, so that is really, really good. And now that's the level up, so it's gonna get a lot of levels in as well. And then for our previous player, there's also the fact that we got high-end shopping with Hustler, so that's
There's a lot of AP in this lobby.
Gonna be even more stronger.
The Lux, the Recons, the Star Guardians.
I think it's actually pretty good for both of them.
Yeah, I would agree.
This guy's gonna be AD,
Pretty good for both of them. We'll have to see.
AP,
Excuse me, if we're gonna transition out of this at
Recons.
all. So interested to see what has he ended up going to do.
Duelist.
In the game. We might have to stay away from this PvP. It is a little blurry. Nothing we can do about that. But I am really excited to see, you know, what kind of board he's gonna be able to put together coming into this late game.
I want to make 20 here.
Take down Xenazurge's win streak, so
That was
that's
Zed.
go. I love it. I love it. The Wukong 3. Now we're gonna get the Mecha Prime in, so the Wukong gets even tankier.
Okay.
And now transitioning into PH10. Oh god, Gagamo is already on 7 with Aphelios? Yeah, that's Hustler, that's high-end shopping. This is an amazing game being played by Gagamo.
Yeah, I am extremely impressed over there. We'll have to take a peek on that side. It looks like they are possibly typing about that as well. What a hit there. I know we were talking about maybe this.
Oh, this is
You
fucked.
don't need a Samira if you're going to find that Aphelios just like that. So, huge pickup, but we do have the Recon Defender board over here.
Dude,
That's
this
looking to
lobby
be
is so
pseudo
strong.
right now. Should be able to get through this vein. It is going to be one left. Actually does utilize the cast. That is, sadly going to go down. Used way too much
So last
power.
whisper.
That was an overkill on the Vel'Koz. What did the Vel'Koz ever do to you, man?
Well, the one, like, I really wonder if it's possible for anyone to defeat Kagamo on stage 3 now. If you get Aphelios on 3-3 with great 80 items, that's just truly insane. So I guess maybe everybody's playing for second now. Let's go with the hype train.
So? I mean, it's only like you can high roll one unit, but we'll see. Is he going to be able to high roll the rest of the units? I believe he also had the Cho'Gath board, if I am remembering correctly. Yes, it was. So where are we going to be able to hit these units? Are we going to be able to start to get these 2 costs? Are we going to pick up that set? It is right there, staring you right in the face. I'd pick it up. But that's why I am.
I want to maintain strong frontline units, like fat dudes, just because of electro charge value, and make econs. I need to hit a level 7 roll down, I think. This is looking rough.
Mecha Prime in, you don't really have anything else to put it on. To put it in, sorry, and we get a Jedi.
I need to upgrade my frontline in this game.
Yeah, we do not.
Like having 2-star Sejuani, 2-star Zac.
Confirmation of the weather yet. So, do you see what that is? Is that windy?
This Alistar is a bit
yeah,
superfluous at the moment. Do we win this? I think we win this.
Try to rewind the stream when he checked it out.
No, I don't.
Just kind of looking at her, the
That's alright. Good loss, good loss, good loss.
Below her, looks like a windy day. I'm gonna go with a windy day.
No.
Recon Prankster, yeah, just make 40.
That's what I said. Rainy. Play it back. You'll hear I said rainy.
Not mistaken.
And that is a double Samira shop.
Let's run this.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on? Where is this game in my solo queue? That is a triple Aurelian Soul shop. What the heck's going on, Black P? How do you hit these?
The high-end shopping is just truly high-end.
I'm flabbergasted. What the heck is he hitting? How do you hit this stuff?
Okay,
Black P, I don't know what to say. This man is high rolling out of his mind.
He's speechless. Yeah, like, I was saying that everybody else was fighting for second place, and now I think I was right. Even more so.
100%. My goodness. We gotta get off this board. Is this man hitting because we're here? We gotta go. Holy cow. People are just chilling on his board now, I'm sure. Looking at it what the heck?
Yeah, we both jumped on the hype train for Gagamo, and now we are watching him, so all 3 of us together, this is the massive hype train.
My goodness, and he's just gonna casually hit himself a Cho'Gath 3. I don't even think he cared about a Cho'Gath 3. He just keeps hitting them, so why not play it? Interesting to see he got the 2 Cho'Gaths in. My gosh, I haven't seen a high roll like this in quite some time.
Yeah, this is insane. And now we get gold plus prismatic, which means it's 100% hero ornaments next. Could be an Aphelios hero ornament. Who knows?
Absolutely.
That could be interesting. Or a 4-cost Samira as well could work out for him too. Even if it's 3-cost, it could be the 3-star Cho'Gath because we're only 1 away from it. This is This is a little bit right? It's obvious. Huster and high-end shopping helped a lot with that. But this is also, we can't take it away from the player. Gagamo is playing insanely well as well,
Yes.
knowing which units to pick up, which ones don't,
That was a double
which
5
items to
cost
build at
shop
the
as
right
well.
times.
Sorry, did you see that?
Yeah. Hard to even say anything. Like, I'm speechless, but like, Leona Fiddlesticks here for Nazareth on 7. Jack as well. You don't really want it, but yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, not looking to pick that up, but these boards are getting unbelievably strong, and it is going to be tough for a lot of these players to actually keep up right now. You see in the background, they are hitting, some good units on the other side of the map, but it's just not enough. They can't 2-star, they can't upgrade because of these high-end shoppers. Feels like if you didn't pick high-end, you're just falling behind right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like high-end making such a difference. And now on to the hero augments. Let's see what's coming up. I think I'm a little bit scared for Shogun, but other than that. So, 3 costs. Are we getting the 3-star Shogun for Gagamo?
I do have a spoiler alert. We did get the 3 cost, the 3-star Cho'Gath for Gagamo. It did come through, but he went with the Alistar augment. It just happened to pop onto his board. So I have to see what Nazrat's going to go for here. Is he going to be able to pick up something good? If you pick the Cho'Gath, you're not going to find any. He goes with the Armadillo. I think that's a solid pickup for him.
Yeah, definitely a solid pickup. You couple Armadillos, the Armadillo armor with the Aegis, so everyone gets a lot of armor and MR. Your comp gets really tanky. Your carry is not the best thing in the world with the Senna, but still, it works fine. And the thing to note, Gagamo actually lost a fight on the last run.
Yes, he did. So be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. Faster now on to staying on Nazareth's board. Does stay up on the top. He does have an 87% chance to win. We're gonna count that as 100. This board is getting really, really strong. He's got to be very happy. Still at the 44 HP, but doesn't look to be losing anytime soon.
Yeah, doing really fine here. So Dam got first place last round. I wonder if we can go into Dam now. Yes, we can, because we are trying for the 3-star Kaisa here, but the game isn't really being favorable. And with the first place on the last round, now we are going 8th, maybe. Still 2 Kaisas away and not anything too good to build. I also couldn't find the threats for the front line.
Yeah, these items are not looking the best either. He just slammed the Titans. Looks like it is going to be the play, but not going to be able to pick up a lot of good items for him. Going to get as much strength as he possibly can with what he has, but is it going to be enough? The Ezreal is going to do a decent amount of damage before it passes away. This Kaisa is going to be dancing and dodging, but it's not going to be enough. Goes down to 6 HP. This could be a 1st versus an 8th for Dan. And that's gotta feel bad after the performance that he put on last round.
Yeah, for sure. Like, one thing to note is that I was checking this out earlier, actually. Kaisa has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, base AD in the game. It's just 35, so it is a unit that completely relies on its magic damage from its ability. So you really want the items that Dam is building, but you also really want the Gunblade because it comes through with so much healing for your entire team, and you have no way to make the Gunblade right now. Actually, you do. Now you finally are going to be able to build the Gunblade, so that's going to make a huge difference. But still, this Kaisa board without threats as your front line is so much weaker. So yeah, just feel bad for him.
Yeah, absolutely feeling bad for him. Let's see. Oh, we do see Pouring does pick up the Vayne 3 on the other side, and we do get the Kaisa 3, so it is going to be much stronger boards here going into stage 4 5. But are they going to be strong enough from the bottom contender? He does only have 1 life left. Doesn't matter how many units he loses to. So this is going to be a very stressful situation to see. Can Dan pick up just even a few more spots? It's not looking good, though, and Dark Macaque's really strong on the other side.
Definitely not looking too good. Mekaka is really insane. The front line doesn't last longer. As you can see, the Belva just destroys everybody. The Kaiser here is really trying to push herself to do it, but it doesn't work out. That is just sad. Doesn't
Yeah,
work out, then takes 8th place.
that's a really, really tough loss coming through there. Didn't hit what he wanted soon enough. Finally got the hit there, but it just wasn't in time. There was a chance if he could have saved some health in the early game. Maybe could have squeaked out a few more positions. Just wasn't in the cards this game.
Yeah, it just wasn't in the cards. So I think looking at the silver lining here, at least we got first place on the last game, so we're not too bad. But yeah, that's a tough situation. Purple on a far better situation, playing the recons as well, but using the Vayne as its primary carry with the Shojin. Although it's just a 1-item Vayne, but it's a 3-star Vayne, so yeah, let's see how strong is this on the next fight.
I'm interested. I'm not even sure how good the Shojin is, on the Vayne, but it's there. It's going to be helping out. This is going to go against the Lux Wukong board. That is an extremely big Wukong. That is a lot of health. That's going to be a lot of damage. It's going to be a lot of tank. So can this Vayne actually shred through the front line fast enough? And it does not look like it, but that Cho'Gath is holding on for dear life up in that front side. The monkey goes down, and Vayne pulls through. Oh, that was a pretty good fight there.
Yeah, like answering what you said, Shojin on the Vayne is pretty good. It's actually the BIS item for Vayne.
Is it?
Yes, especially if you have spread shot like he does, the augment. Because here's the thing, the bolt that Vayne fires with the true damage counts as an auto attack as well, which means that she will not stop stacking the third attack for Shojin just because she's casting her bolt, which means she just fires so many true damage bolts with a Shojin, and that's why it's BIS, and especially with spread shot, which is gonna do 75% damage to 2 extra units. It's insane. You can do so much true damage to everyone, but you also want to build the Last Whisper on her, and he just gets the glove here because she also deals so much AD at the same time. So it's like BNS here for the Vayne.
Yeah, I do like this, and they do have a champion duplicator. Wonder if they're going to be able to go for one of these 3-cost threats. I imagine that's what they're going to be looking for, buying any 3 costs that come through in the shop. Getting a lot of free shops here, not going to be enough. Wondering, are they going to slam that Sunfire Cape, or are they going to hold on to it? I don't think any reason not to. Do slam it on the Rammus, getting a little bit extra there, and we'll have to see, are they going to be able to keep this win streak alive? This Vayne is very, very strong. That front line is threatening.
Yeah.
But we do have the 3 stars on the other side, and it's looking pretty tough for him.
That is not a real unit. Like, what is this?
In the game, Gagamo just has.
Oh!
Yeah, for sure. Like I love this Vayne and all the comp. Like, so Gagamo hit the 3-star Choga. Remember, you have exactly 18 copies of 3-cost units, which means there's only one more Choga available if no one has it. But then again, actually 2 more Chogas, but we have the Nico's help, so the champion duplicator actually. So maybe we can get 3-star Choga off of that. But yeah, anyways, like, love the Nyla here now. We have Duelist, makes the Vayne just a little bit stronger, gives a little bit, well, actually doesn't, because it doesn't have 3.
Whatever.
But
that's fine.
Say it would
I face Gagamo, GG.
Anyways, I digress. Let's see who the Thieves Gloves go on. I would say the Kai'Sa.
I would imagine the Kai'Sa, unless you think you need the front line, does end up going for the front line. Interesting, those aren't the items that you want on the front line, but it's the items you got. That Deathcat might be able to help for a little bit of, I believe, the healing coming through. But there are so many units. This Vayne might be able to clean up some of them. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to clean up all of them. Dark Makaki is looking very strong. This might be it for Pouring. 2 HP in a dream. Pouring holds on.
Yeah, Pouring holds on. Definitely think that Gagamo is going to be the one.
Dude, what the fuck are these games?
Yeah, Nashville is out. Okay, so 7th place. So we hold on a little bit. Purple Pouring here really needs to hold on after the bad showing of the last game. But yeah, so I was just answering chat there. Like for sure, Gagamo looks like poised to take first place. 3-star Shogun does not come true for purple. So this would BIS items for Vayne for sure, but unfortunately not hit a third item for her, which would be really good. The 3-star Shogun would be really helpful as well. Didn't happen. Gagamo screwed him over with the 3-star Shogun over there. So decent game for purple, just a little bit unlucky again.
Yeah, it might be just a little bit unlucky. Interested to see. I mean, I believe there should be at least one more copy back there, right? Am I correct on that? I believe so.
Yeah. I mean, we need to see the other ones.
Possibly going to be able to move through, but is he going to be able to survive this? This Vayne is going to be able to do a ton of damage, just shred through that front line. It is going to be plenty enough damage, just about to hold on and making it through. Holding on with the sliver of HP he has, and Not on America goes down.
Yeah, Nada goes down. So really good fight for purple here. Survived by Tread and gets 5th place at least. Maybe more.
Time to smoke a cigarette, take a break, reset mental. 2 more games to go off stream, and then we'll see if I. It's looking like a Group C angle.
Sure.
It's because it's
to get to Group C, play 3 more games.
Oh, yes.
Top 2 is looking unlikely. But we'll see. Take a cigarette break and come back. We'll see you guys in a bit.
But that makes total sense. He is going to be able to get the Cho'Gath 3. Obviously not the item that he wanted, but maybe he'll be able to make it work a little bit later, or it might just be a dead item. I think having it as a dead item is perfectly fine. As long as you got that Cho'Gath 3, that is going to be a huge power spike for Purple Pouring, looking to just hold on to squeak out another couple positions.
Yeah, maybe if we can hold on for a top 4 there. We get a Ghost, so that's a good thing, but it's a 3-star Cho'Gath Ghost on the other side.
Yeah, 3-star Cho'Gath, but the Vayne is targeting the Cho'Gath, so should be able to shred right through him. Shouldn't be a problem. 3-star Cho versus 3-star Cho is going to be easy for this Vayne. On the Ghost board, I believe that is Gagamo's board, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So Gagamo's Ghost cannot beat Purple Pouring, but that doesn't mean the rest of his board can.
Okay, so Dark Macaque goes down to 3 HP, and Purple keeps going on with the run with a real chance to get top 4. Let's see whether it goes or not. We just beat Gagamo's Ghost, and now we are 100% facing Gagamo, the real one. Gagamo, level 8 still, from what I can see, but already has a 2-star Urgot, so that's insane. We gotta be really careful about positioning against Gagamo here.
Yeah, this looks extremely difficult. So interested to see, are they going to be able to do it? Purple Pouring's got to make this happen. Positioning had to be everything. He doesn't look like he got the Vayne on the right side. That Fiddle is just going to jump immediately to the back line. This Cho'Gath's going to be untouched initially, but Vayne, still alive, is going to be untargeted, is going to be able to shred through the entirety of the front line, and this one is going to look really good for Purple Pouring, taking out what we assume to be the strongest board in Gagamo.
Yeah, for sure, able to take it down. Gagamo getting just a little bit weaker now because it wasn't able to hit its 2-star carry with the affiliates. Also, a little bit tough to get to level 9 with Hostler, since he rolled down so much to hit all the things that he hit. Dark Macaque did not go down as well, so we still have 5 people alive going into the PvE. This is a really strong board with 5 people going into strong game, with 5 people going into stage 6.
Yeah, absolutely. My question is just how many of these 5 costs is he going to be able to 2-star? He seems to just keep hitting and hitting and hitting. The big one is, though, I believe he had, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the board that he had the Aphelios for almost 2 full stages now.
Yeah, so we were able to get the Samira, we were able to get the Cho'Gath, the Urgot, but we didn't even hit an Aphelios pair. So apparently our just hit stopped after a while there. Got the Hajj on the Aphelios as well, which isn't the greatest thing, but it's fine because you have 3 crit items there, which, if I'm not mistaken, it gets you to 100% crit. So that's nice. It's still a very decent board to get a top 4, but I'm not sure if it will hold on for a top 1 without 2-star Aphelios.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to roll down to just see what he gets. He gets another Urgot. Is going to snag it. I wonder if he's going to utilize that, toss it on in, or if... I have absolutely no idea what he's planning here. Maybe he's just setting... Oh, he's just setting those on the bench so he can reposition and do exactly what he needs to. We'll see if the positioning pays off for him. Everyone else is at extremely low health bars. So this is going to be a big fight on all sides. Gagamo seems to have got a really good positioning. We'll see if this Urgot ulti is actually going to come through and suffice in the end. And it does. The Aphelios is going to be free firing in that opposite corner. Fiddlesticks does finally find him, but it almost doesn't matter. That front line is just going to be too strong, and Gagamo is going to hold on, taking down Makaki, and it looks like Shogun Eagle is also going down. Do we have a triple drop right here? We don't have that POV, but we'll have to see. 4
My
HP.
God. Okay, Makaki takes 5th. Shogun gets 4th. So this is already insane just because Purple managed to get 3rd place, snag 3rd place out of it all. He might get 2nd because it looks like he might just be a little bit stronger than Zana. And we know that he beat Gagamo 2 times in a row. So could this be the miracle run by Purple going from 8th place before to 1st place now with 2 HP run?
This could be. I'm going to stick over here. This is the shadow board, so I'm going to actually switch on over. We're going to watch Purple Pouring's fight over here because this is the real one. One of them's going to drop out right now. We'll have to see which one it is. This looks like a great positioning from Vayne. She's going to be able to shred through and be completely untouched there in the back line, and it is. This fight doesn't actually even look close. That Cho'Gath is way too strong in the front line, and when Vayne can free fire, it's just going to be an easy win for Purple Pouring. And on the other side, we do see Gagamo is able to beat the clone, but it's going to be real life versus real life. And I'm going to be honest, Purple Pouring's board at this point might just be stronger, but it might have to do with what rerolls does he get on that front line.
Yeah, like insane showing by Purple here. Just taking the 2nd place is already nuts. If he can take 1st place, it's going to be even more insane. Really good playing there, getting that 3-star Choga off the carousel, even if the item wasn't good enough for you. Now is doing really well in positioning and gets the Runa for the Vayne as well. So really insane. And now one more fight against Gagamo. So it's just the only problem is it's going to be many fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be just a few fights if he's able to win this. As of right now, is looking pretty good. It's gonna just 2-shot the backline of Aphelios. Are they gonna be able to even walk up in time? There is no healing, and Purple Pouring goes down, not able to finish that front line fast enough, and that was a quick one.
Yeah, that was a quick one. If I'm Purple at this point, I'm like, damn, I'm so happy that I got 2nd place out of this. It was looking so bad for me, and it's an insane run to get 2nd place. And then if I'm going to lose to this guy, better be now on the first time we fight instead of going for 3 fights and then lose it. So just great. 2nd place is nothing to take away from Purple. Insane game.
Yeah, that's feels real good for Purple Pouring. Ended up getting the 2nd. I believe they got 8th last round. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, being able to pull out the 2nd, starting to put themselves in the middle of the pack. They still have 2 games left in this block, so plenty of time to push for that top 2 and see if they can actually just get the bye. But they still have a lot of work to do moving forward. But as for somebody, like Gagamo going 7th to 1st, as well, really looking strong, and this entire lobby is going to start getting really tight.
Yeah, and really tight because like 8th place got 2nd, 7th place got 1st. So the points are all a bit crazy. 6 points on Nazareth, 13 on Zana. So 7 points separate 8th place and 1st place. So we still have 2 crazy games to go for.
This actually could be anybody's lobby right here. This could be crazy pulling through. But for now, Black P, you're gonna take a few games off, right? And then you're coming back to see us?
Yes, I'll take 2 games off, relax a little bit, and then come back for the 3 games of Group C to host and play-by-play that crazy best of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right, Black P, we're gonna say goodbye to you here. We'll see you in a few games, though, buddy.
See you soon.
And we are back with the man of the hour, August. Your camera's working. Welcome back, dude.
We'll see how long it lasts. Don't jinx it. You guys like to jinx things on the casters yesterday.
Yes,
so.
correct.
Man, what a crazy game for Gagamau. Wow. I mean, okay, so we talked about how greedy the lobby was last game. Way greedier this game. Huh?
Very greedy, yep.
Okay, so I counted. Do you count level up as an econ augment? I mean, it has to be, right?
But if I had to categorize it, yeah. You know what? I'll say that. Yeah, I think you could categorize it as an econ augment.
So Nada took level up, right? Everyone else, literally 7 people, everyone except for Zanazurge took an econ augment.
Correct.
Dan took 2. The greediest lobby we had. Like, wow. And then Zanazurge, I was really impressed with their play, simply because being the only person in the lobby that doesn't take an econ augment is rough, because everyone is just full greed.
Yes.
And no one's punishing anyone for it. You can't do it by yourself. So for Zanzurge to take 3rd in that spot, I'm really impressed. Also really impressive, just like last week, we just flip-flopped the whole lobby again.
Yes.
With 8th place Pouring taking 2nd place, with 7th place Gagamau taking 1st place, with 1st place Dan taking 8th place. You know that feels bad. You know he's mad.
That's gotta feel awful, especially with the position they found themselves in. I think they had a real chance and just fell short.
I know. Oh man. I love. I don't want to see greedy games like that, and I want to see hype games. But also, I do want to see because the problem with greedy games like that, where everyone is econ augmenting and trying to take everything, it just comes down to it kind of feels like everyone just kind of handshakes with Mordog and says, "Please bless me."
Yes.
But only one person gets the blessing. We saw Gagamau take a Samira 2 on just 1 roll, and then the next roll take a Assault 2 in 1 shot. What are you doing?
I don't know how that man got so lucky. Like that was the most gifted 1st place finish I think I've ever seen.
He won with like 40 or 50 something HP. You were playing for 2nd.
Yeah, I didn't believe it. I mean, Black P called it out, right? And then right after Black P called it out, it was just hit after hit after hit after hit. And I'm like, this guy doesn't miss. Like, this is I don't know how you beat that at that point. That is, in my opinion, that's a Lawrence diff. If I had to call it out, that's a Lawrence diff, and I'm blaming him for it.
Jeez, I mean, listen, people are gonna blame you. You're the one playing favorites here.
I try to play favorites as much as possible, but don't worry, I'm not in charge. It's Lawrence. If you have a problem with my favoritism, make sure you at Lawrence and let him know. Make sure you let him, especially now, with him abandoning the broadcast, complete abandonment at like some Giant Slayer event he had to go to.
We're bigger than Giant Slayer. Come on.
Jeez. But I do want to actually bring quick attention before we make the transition to lobby B that we're going to be going into. Giant Slayer is happening right now. Make sure you guys are out there supporting some of the AAL guys that are playing in there. I believe we have 5 AAL members playing in the Corrupted Cup Day 3.
Really?
So yeah, if you're not hanging out here, make sure you're over there. Pull them up the dual screen. There's a lot of great TFT action going on, so make sure you guys are peeping that, in between or maybe a little bit of the dull areas here. Not that there's ever a dull area with Honey Bear on here. But August, moving into lobby B, thoughts? Who's taking it? Top 2.
Top 2. Oh, it's Owen and Soak. I gotta say Owen and Soak. Soak's not looking so hot right now, but I don't care. I gotta say that those are the ones that are gonna come out on top. I don't care how many insane amount of points Rogan has, about 14. Good grief. In the last in Group A,
things change. You're like, oh, maybe I gotta switch this.
No, I'm supporting Soak. In the last lobbies, we saw in that last game, between 7 players, 5 sure shots and 2 recons. So I wonder how different, because you know how these little mini metas pop up in these tournament settings. I wonder how different these games are going to be playing out in Group B. Are we going to see a lot of sure shots? Are we going to see a lot of greedy econ players? I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, I am really interested. Obviously, every single lobby is going to be their own kind of mini meta, if you will. Do you actually think we're going to see this? Is this what you're seeing in solo queue? Is this what we're seeing, hanging out in summer camp? Or is this the style people are playing right now? This just greed heavy, get gold, last as long as you can, and then just strong board it at the end?
I guess. I mean, I haven't been super active on ladder lately. I think I do. People do recognize that sure shot is really strong now. Even if you're only playing 2, you switch over to that Aphelios if you hit it. Playing Samira, Senna. But I'm surprised how prevalent it is. You think, you think that these lobbies are very adaptive, and you're going to see like, all right, well, there's 6 sure shot players. You expect to see a bunch of defender, but not a whole lot. People are just going to stick to their guns, hit their comps where they want to hit them. So I wonder. I'm willing to bet that it's the same in Group B, but maybe a little bit different. Maybe it's a different kind of spice here. Maybe everyone's going to be playing. I was going to say everyone's going to play an AP comp, but there's really not that many that you could play.
Where's my Viego? Where he at?
Yeah, where's Viego? 2 games in a row, we saw no Viego.
I don't know. Where my Viego at? I need that man. That's all I wanted to play for a long time. And now Viego disappeared. The only person I can trust to run it is gonna be Keynes, and he's not here. Where's my boy Keynes at? He's gotta help me run these comps. Well, August, we're gonna start to slide out of here. I do gotta tell you, your predictions are completely wrong. The top 2 of this lobby are going to be Coach Mac. Big shout out to Coach Mac and Multiver Maniac. Because why not?
Yeah. Okay, all right. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. We're seeing 5 Viegos this game for sure.
I hope so, and I will let you guys know before we transition on over. I would have picked Owen, but he fed in my ARAM game yesterday, so can't pick Owen. Sorry, buddy. All right, August, thanks for joining me. We'll be back with August right after this next game, but for now, we're sending it back over to the casters. Myself and a brand new face, Seth Kaiba. How you doing, Seth Kaiba? Welcome on in, man.
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Freaking great to see you, dude. This is your first time on cast, first time on Aegis broadcast, I believe, in general. Is that correct? At least for Camwise.
Yeah, Camwise. We did a interview back set 7, I think. That was the only other time. Yeah.
That was it. Now, back in set 7, were you Seth Kaiba?
No, I was Essential G.
Essential G back then. That's what I feel like everyone knew you as. But you made the big change, and now you're hanging out over here with Seth Kaiba. But what everybody wants to know, the world wants to know, why?
I originally that was for a group called Essential Gamers. It's supposed to be me and my friends. They all left. I tried to keep Essential G for a bit. Nothing with them. It was just like schedules and everything.
Yep.
They didn't share the vision. But I don't know why I always like Kaiba as a character, and when you hear like Japanese people say Seth, they say Seto. So I was like, all right, it's a little spin on the name.
Yep.
And yeah, part of the rebrand villain arc eventually.
Wait, he's not actually like, he's a good guy, right?
He's like a
kinda? I mean, like, he's a serial good guy, he's a bad guy. Does he know what he is?
He's kind of a bad guy, and then he's like a chaotic neutral.
Okay, you know what? I'll take chaotic neutral. That sounds pretty good to me. But hey, enough about our faces. Who cares about us when you got Plop over here and a carousel? That is a lot of damage on the carousel there.
Yeah, it'll be.
Are you in it? Are you in it? Can you see it?
I can see it now. The initial thing was laggy, but now we're good.
Gotcha. Well, welcome on back in. Yeah, there was a ton of damage. I think it was 3 of each: bow, sword, and holy cow, needless over here. So a lot of damage. Pick your poison. You can pick up anything you want. I'll be interested to see what are the comps that we're going to be going for here. You heard August on the desk, and myself. Where the world's Aphelios at? I know you're a better player than the two of us. Where's Aphelios at? Is he coming back?
He's strong. The thing is, Sure Shot is, I think you kind of get into this weird meta game of so many people know it's strong and they want to play it. And then once you know everyone wants to play it, it's like you kind of veer away from it. Unless you high roll it. But a big thing too that you guys were talking about as well is, you know, where's the Viego?
Where is the Viego, man?
And I think that's a comp that, you know, obviously we have experts like Keens, but it's really difficult to, I think, realize when it's the proper spot for you. You really need those augments to set up like Battle Mage. Or, you know, a Talon 2 is a pretty good start for Plop.
Talon 2 is looking really good for a Plop here. Wonder if they're going to be able to keep it. And that seems like the best item that you could possibly start on with Talon 2 as well. Or at least best
potential
component.
JG.
We'll see what else he gets.
Yeah, potential JG is good. And he also has the luck, so it'll be really interesting if it's a one cost hero augment to start.
Yeah, we'll see coming on in. It is not, it is gold. Looking at this situation, you don't want to tunnel vision too much. Is there anything that you're looking at that you'd want to pick up?
Sunfire board's always solid, especially when you don't have any anti-heal components, because this rod's guaranteed going to become a JG or a Spark or something, most likely. Scoped weapons, okay. That leads me to think about units like Belveth for sure.
Yeah, do you think it might look for Belveth? Interesting. I feel like that's an interesting slam. That is really telegraphing kind of the way that he wants to play this game. Gonna be going for that AD comp, but I think you're right. I think it is gonna be the Belveth board that he's gonna be positioning for.
Yeah, definitely Belveth with whatever flex front line, especially get some like threat level maximum. The leaving, I'm a little Last Whisper is so strong, especially, you know, with units like Belveth, the Sure Shots. But playing around the Rod with an AD comp is can be a little tricky, so I definitely want to see what Plod does to, you know, deal with that item economy.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting for sure, especially who are we going to be able to find to hold things in this early game. Talon's not going to be the best one to start off with, and I am going to be honest, I hate putting Lux on my board. I am not a fan of that champion. The amount of misses, it tilts me. I wouldn't put it on there if it was 2-star. It's probably the right choice, but geez, Pete's that unit tilts the heck out of me.
Yeah, you know, you want to play the upgrade units, but it's like, my God, can you play anything else?
Anything else? Like, could I please just hit any other upgraded unit to put on the board? Is what it feels like. But he's just playing with whatever he was given. And that just seems to be what he was given. So we'll have to see. I'm interested. He's probably going to be looking to start running a little bit of a duelist. I'm interested to see, is he going to sell anything to be able to pick up that Yasuo, get that 2 gold, and snag it, start cleaning up a few of these units to make his board potentially stronger. On the other side, we do see Coach Mac did pick up a Laser Corp emblem. That's going to be pretty good now and for the late game, but not too strong of units to start off with.
Yeah, the concern here is Plop actually doesn't want to win too much in this or first few stages, because this Rod, I know they want Gunblade, and you have to sack for the sword, and now winning that, you're probably not going to get it, and killing this Rod without Gunblade, especially the last Whisper slammed, is tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully agree with that, and sword is going to be one of those items that I think everybody's still going to be pulling for. No matter what stage of the game we're on, I think it's one of the most valuable items that you can possibly pick up. We'll have to see. Maybe he will be blessed with a 4-sword carousel. I actually don't even think that's possible for this one, but hey, maybe.
You know, it's like especially the one who does it, if you ever watch Setsuko's stream, or like Soju, sometimes they're like, oh, maybe like the game will bug out. Yes. The carousel's just 5 items of what I need. You never know. More dog blesses you in mysterious ways.
That he does, and wouldn't that be something? Does drop down to 92. That's actually a really good loss for him. Is he gonna be able to stay up there? Looks like it's gonna be second carousel. You know, Prio. And are we gonna find it? Don't troll us like this. Stop it. Stay on the carousel. It's coming to him.
One cost.
Do you still take it, even though it's not a one cost? You got it, right?
I think with the last whisper committed, and if you think you can win streak from here, then it's fine. But this board isn't particularly strong, and you haven't gotten a sword yet, naturally. So the odds of you getting one are decent. It's hard to say because I really hate taking a one cost here. But if he can streak, then it's fine. Ooh. I couldn't tell you, but if they're in summer camp, you know what? They probably are. Oh yeah, I should do that. Let me get the stats. Owen is 692 GM, very very close. Yeah, why not? Got this hard. Yeah, I definitely like the level. Assume they scouted Rogunus. Is that how you say it? Okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna say they scouted Rogunus. Looks like they felt like they needed to level at least to secure it, especially with only one item slam being a declaw, and getting that upgrade Ash to secure the 5 streak.
Definitely, I'm gonna have to transition this over. It looks like the audio is just on, I believe that one board. It could have been multiple others. We'll have to find out where my audio issues were coming from. If you were hanging out, I apologize for the audio issues that may have occurred. But I'm back. I'm back. Hopefully I stay back, but to be determined, if you will.
Yeah, please stay. And you know, speaking of the Mortdog blessings, got the Zed early on to really good use of scoped weapons and the items here. They probably won't stay on it, I imagine, but should help this stage 3 like big time, having a solid unit.
Yeah, should be able to have a solid unit moving forward. We have not been able to move through a lot of these boards yet, and we are still early. This does seem like it is less of a greedy lobby than we had the previous 2 lobbies. Do you think that it's just based on these players specifically, or I'm not sure? Did you watch the first 2 games? Were you able to catch those?
I caught a little bit. I don't obviously like know the full details of how these guys like to play, but I will say tournament lobbies generally, people want to increase the tempo. That's where everyone finds comfort. Generally, for me, like when I talk to anyone, especially as they're getting master GM, they don't want to play from behind. That it scares them. It's cold. You don't have HP. It's dark.
It is cold and dark.
The big concern I have here, looking at Plop, is Plop got dropped a rod and a tier. And having that last whisper slammed, having the gunblade already, we can make a redemption with the tier. But the rod maybe it's going to have to be, maybe low for a Sejuani, some kind of utility. Maybe a gunblade is fine, but you also have the double Talia shop.
Yeah,
And I understand passing it up.
Ooh, we do have hero augments. It's going to be all 2s with the 4 rerolls. You can get exactly what you want with this. It just keeps, you can roll, you're going to keep getting Yasuo's and Fiora's, it looks like. But that Endless Pizza doesn't look too bad. I do like that pickup if he ends up choosing it, but not really the board that you want to pick that with. Boxing lessons.
Yeah, always a solid, flexible choice.
Definitely is a solid flex choice. We'll have to see if anybody else picked up the Vi augment. A lot of people do like the boxing lessons, so if we can get a scroll around here from Plop, we'll have to see how many other people ended up picking up that augment and if it's going to be heavily contested or just a little bit.
Yeah, luckily, you know, it's a easy, flexible augment. That what I'm curious with is, do they really commit to that more traditional, like Aegis sure shot board, or with the scoped weapons and kind of the extra AP items, do we have like a Jax carry board? Maybe with Gunblade and Air Rod can be a JG or Gwynzoo's.
Yes, I miss the old Jax. Bring back Jax. I never thought I'd feel that way, but man, I miss that guy.
I will say, while playing, I was not the biggest fan, but you know, maybe it's been long enough. I put on the rose-tinted glasses. It wasn't so bad.
Yeah, hopefully. For me, I feel like it's been long enough. I haven't got destroyed by a Jax in, I feel like, over a month. So yeah, I'm down. Full send. Bring him on back. We'll see if we find him in this game. Well, I'm still really curious. Are we gonna see a Viego? In the last 2 games, it was a 100% uncontested line. And in this game so far, still non-existent. Doesn't even look like people are positioning for it.
Yeah, and really, especially this game being a 2-cost hero augment, there's not really any hero augments you want for Viego besides the Camille one. And so if you didn't have it set up to have Renegade or Admin in, you're just not gonna see it.
Yeah.
6-0.
Yeah, without that, it's gonna be tough. And I know Renegade early, or the early Renegade units are not the best easily to transition out of once you start getting to that level 7, level 8. Yeah, as of right now, nobody seems to be wanting to pick it up. Gunblade is slammed on a lot of different units, so still the potential, but looks like a route that people just don't seem like they want to go. It's sometimes difficult to get into that, and with the hero augment already picked up and it not being a Viego hero augment, maybe that's a lot of the reasons for it.
Yeah, it really needs a lot of support, especially going, if you look at any set and see those reset champions like Viego, Aurelia set 6, they're so hungry for resources. They want like 5 items. They want every augment to support them. And Viego's the same way. He needs the items, he needs the augments, he needs the team built around him, and then he can dominate. And it's tricky to pull off. I'm liking the transition here from the laser core crust into the Zed Belveth flex. Hitting the Zed 2 on 3-5.
But he doesn't click it. Is that a mistake? Do you think it just wasn't fast enough, or do you think he purposely didn't click it?
I think that's kind of an issue with you have the mental stack of, especially transitioning, you're trying to roll, move units, set up your items, and there's always units first and then set up the items last. And so a little bit misprioritization, but still gonna win the round pretty handedly. Coach Mac definitely wants to streak at least through 4-2, ideally, to kind of recover this economy.
Yeah, I think that was a really good pickup, or excuse me, a really good win there for Coach Mac. Definitely going to be looking strong. One of the first players to roll down on 7, so they are going to get some more of those premium 4-cost units. There's going to be just more available to him. Ends up picking up the Samira as well, getting the 5 underground. Did just take the underground cash out, so chances are good they're just going to take the cash out every single time it rolls through. But with these units, do you think this board is going to be able to hold on long enough? No, goes for the 5 laser core right at the end.
Yeah, I think they have enough to at least stabilize, hopefully through 4-2. We haven't seen enough of all the other boards, but the Unrelenting Force 3-item aircraft carrier Vi
Yes.
and the Z2 should be enough. I'm curious how they plan on transitioning this board. They do have a lot of extra items from Underground, so that's going to go a long way.
Yeah, that is going to definitely go a long way. It's going to carry them for a little while here. And it looks like they're pretty happy being at 46 HP. Not really a big concern. Didn't lose too much health. Still pretty healthy. Definitely healthy enough to push them forward towards the later stages of the game. If you're looking at these wolves, though, is there
Alright, oops,
specific
I was
item
muted the
you're
whole time.
looking for?
My bad. I was talking.
Yeah, we have a lot of AD items set up and no Last Whisper. So I really want
I don't know.
glove here at least. We have a Reforger to kill
That's
this other
good.
tier.
There it is. Now, if we do kill the tier, do we end up getting the bow? That seems to be what they want to look for. I think you're 100% on that. But is it time to reforge it, or just?
It's AP, AP
I feel like if he slams
with a
it
little
on the
bit of
side,
AD,
there's
mostly AD, a little bit of AP, a lot of AP, AD, AP, so much
You know,
AP.
belt's good. The things we already have the redemption, so we have no use for this tier. Personally,
I wanna
I
drop
think
Ramus.
playing AD in this meta, you just really need the Last Whisper, but I understand playing for the max tempo. Getting the Guard Breaker and a 3-item Z2 with 5 lasers, he's hoping to streak through stage 4.
Yeah, it really is hoping to streak through stage 4. We'll have to see. It is going to be just a little bit laggy, but lag doesn't matter when you have so much damage. The Vi carrier is going to be putting out a lot of work and holding on. Ended up going to take the win. And that's going to be a really, really strong win streak there for Coach Mac.
Yeah, it's big to make 40 gold here now. We can make 50 and push level 8 soon.
Definitely, we are going to find ourselves into the next augment choice as well. I'm always rooting for the prismatic lobby. Not sure if these players are, especially with the 2-cost rerolls. We get the gold. I believe it was a much higher chance to. CB is always looking like a strong choice, and he picks it up.
Yeah, CP's good. Civilian Crust can sometimes be useful in a niche spot, especially if you're playing something like an MF, but has, you know, the sure shot setup, doesn't need the mana gen. Celestial's always good so that these units can take that backline access, soak up the damage, and heal up. Especially having a... Oh, well, I was about to say Samira 1, but hit 2 in the shop, so that's pretty good.
Yo, that feels real good, man. Anytime you can find that 4-cost carry and get the hit, that's gotta be... That's exactly what they were looking for there.
Yeah, they have a solid setup for mech with the upgrade Jax and Wukong if they want to pivot to that front line. Rod, glove, spatula. Hopefully, you know, maybe they get a fawn. There's not a whole lot of spats you want for the sure shot comp. So I'm curious what direction they want to take it in, especially with their front line. If they want to go towards the mech with the endless pizza and the dragon claw.
Yeah, they're not in the greatest spot to get a spat off carousel either. However, at this late in the game, you're really not going to care about a spat on carousel unless you have a very specific use for it. So we'll have to see. There is going to be that potential. And that would be...
Where did I level? I needed to roll.
Yeah, I really want them to play Viego and just make a Renegade spat. You have the open rod and the gunblade. But upgrade Belveth, upgrade Samira. It's too far off realistically. But I mean, you never know.
No, I'm a huge fan of this. I want to roll with that because that's what I want to see. I want to find myself the Viego, my favorite premier carry of the set. I want him back. But I don't think from this spot you're gonna actually see it unless you get the random 3 Viego shop. But going into this fight, I do believe that this backline is just gonna be a little bit too strong. Belveth is just gonna be shredding through everybody if they can. They're still untouched. The front line is...
I played way too aggressive with my levels.
However, Belveth is not gonna be able
At least my level 7
damage
into
just
8.
yet, and that is going to be a huge pop from the LeBlanc in the backline, who's going to be able to clean it up. Oh, and lose their win streak.
Yeah,
I played it
so I've been
wrong.
playing
Like I
it
should
less
have just
recently, hearing about the cleansing safeguard
been at 6, hard
combo,
greed
just
to
running
8, then
two
roll
Suns
down.
shielding each other with the ascension.
Or at least
It's
roll
kind
down
of
on 7.
disgusting.
It feels no good. Yeah, it does not feel
But not
good
power
at
level
all.
to 7 and then have no goal to
Cleansing
go
Lee Sin
4 to
is
go
just
8 and
too
roll.
powerful. We actually had an AAL member, shout out to our AAL, ask a question in the Discord of if that's going to be banned because they weren't sure on the overall power of it. They thought it was, potentially too strong to allow. It's like, man, unfortunately that's not on us. That's on Mort Dog and the team for messing that one up for the rest of us. But be assured, there is no bug here. It is going as intended for the most part. And wow, they messed up on that one.
Yeah, you don't like to see such game warping things, but with especially on a patch where you have 4 hero augment rerolls, so if you're in the spot for it, you're gonna get it guaranteed.
Yep.
But I think it really does excel from what I've seen is when you are in the setup to run that like 4 heart, 6 heart, things with like Phony Frontline, the Ascension, to where you're just going infinite and building up hundreds of AP versus, oh, I just have a random cleansing safeguard and I'm trying to play sure shots. It doesn't quite work the same. So even if something is really broken, you still need the setup for it. But looking at this fight, I'm seeing Kai'Sa's been really popular in the bit I've seen of these few games in AML.
Yes.
It's a comp that when you can pull it off, it's really strong. But I'm concerned with how many people want to play it because it's not one you want to contest.
Yeah, it really isn't. And so it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to be able to hit the 3-star? Without the 3-star, it's not a good comp. So you are going to have to really hit that. But speaking of comps looking for 3 stars, that we did get it. That's our Jax carry.
Yeah, with the double rod start, it was, and the scoped weapons, it was something I was thinking about, but they slammed the last whisper, so I figured, okay, we're just gonna, lean towards a Bel'Vet scoped weapons or some sort of flex line. But I mean, actually, P. Adams having the Soraka Jax duo carry, it's a good combo as any. They got 50 gold here with the exiles, lots of frontline.
Yeah, is this something you look to stay 7? Are you staying 7, trying to hit, obviously, get the Soraka too? You don't need to push any further past that. But are you going for this Jax 3? Are you going to try to start to pick up these units and see possibly even a Riven 3 if you can start hitting them? Or do you think you try to push levels and just accept your 2-cost carries or 2-star carries?
I think with only having the 2-star Jax and none on bench, we're probably looking to push A, get the Sedge 2, the Soraka 2.
No
Looks like they're going to opt for rolling, which is
oh, we're still going.
perfectly fine.
We're still. Oh yeah,
Which,
forget your analytics, man. They don't care. They're not listening. Plop's got his own ideas. Plop's going for it. Yeah, and I mean this is something that if you don't hit early enough, you're at 22 HP. You got to make something big happen here. If you roll all the way down and you do not hit, you just lost the game. It's going to be over for you. So it's going to be really, really difficult to kind of move through. Interesting item choices. They are going to pick that. Probably going to slam the Sunfire Cape, and he's got to hit now or never.
Yeah, looking, to contextualize the decision, it makes a bit more sense when, Plop has 6 points right now. Kind of needs to make a big push for that top 4. You don't, going level 8, you might be better to secure that 6 or that 5th, but if he wants that top 4 or potentially push for that top 2, you need the Jax 3. You need the highest cap you can get. So, it definitely makes sense. Haven't hit yet, but we still have another round to sack.
Yeah, I got one more round to go. Wondering, are they going to be able to beat Moldiver Maniac over here? They look like they do have a decently strong board. Sejuani ult does come through, but in the backline, that LeBlanc is going to just continue to shred it through. Jax is going to be firing, but it's just not going to have enough damage. That Jax 2 cannot cut through these Lee Sins in the front line, and Soraka is just death fodder. Down to 5. That hurts.
Yeah, we have to hit now, or else it might be a bot 2.
Yeah, it might be about
This
to. It might
match.
just be a straight out here.
Okay,
Oh,
hold it,
this does not look
repost.
good.
Okay, this one.
Okay, there's a Soraka. Feels good. Okay, we got the Soraka, but we didn't get the Jax. Is that going to be enough?
You know, it's definitely a big upgrade because not only did we get the Soraka, we also got the Sejuani. So hopefully it's enough. We didn't quite see the other boards he's about to go up against.
That's an 83! That's not what we want to see without the Jax upgrade. Oh, this could be extremely painful over here for Plop. I'm not sure he's ever going to be able to break through this. That Annie is unbelievably strong. Shout out to Crazy Pete. This is one of his favorite units in the entire game. And those hearts in the back line are just going to shred through. Plop! We didn't want to see it go like this, man, but that's the way it is. Annie's just too strong.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say maybe we'll have the Lulu RFC bug where she just stops casting.
Yes.
Maybe the Zoe gets bugged out, but it's just not enough. And it's unfortunate too when you see, you know, Owen here has like the Jax 2. It's going to be harder. There's only so many in the pool. I respect the choice though. I'm not sure if like going to 8 and maybe trying to secure that 6 would have really been enough to stay in contention and move to finals. But you know, it was a good effort for sure.
Yeah, solid effort for sure. We'll have to see, are they going to be able to win another one? They're following us on this board. That Samira got a lot stronger. There's going to be a ton of damage coming into the back line, but those are not 3 pure damage items. Those are 2 healing items and crit, and it's just not going to be enough. Owen going down, and Vjorborn is looking very, very strong here, but we might have our top 4. Depending on it, we do have Ragnas going down. Well, our Maniac, we do have our top 4 moving in to the last carousel.
Yes, Soko in 6, we're going 5th. Big. This is a huge game for Vor. Currently 8th in the Group B standing, so they can pull out a win here. That's going to be huge for Game 4.
Yeah, that would be absolutely massive for Game 4. Reminder, these implications are huge. Your standings, there are 2 games down. We are on the 3rd game, and there's just going to be 1 more game after this to solidify your shot of either moving on or at least trying to get yourself to the 3rd lobby, to Group C, to play the 3 more in the final games to try to push yourself on through. So even 1 position is going to be absolutely huge here, and Owen is going to have a massive fight here against Moldiver Maniac. There's a chance that one of them drops out right now. Moldiver on 1 health. Owen might be at 1 health, depending on how many he can get. Looking very strong. The front line's holding on both sides. That was a massive Aphelios cast, but does not do enough damage to the back line. The healing is going to be coming through. That Lee Sin gives absolutely no cares about your damage, and it's going to be a big win, but it's going to knock him out. 4 HP in a dream. We still have our top 4. Everybody survives.
Yeah, the big thing here is when you have a 4 sure shot backline, this board 100% scales with frontline, not just these carries. You know, it's stage 5, and we still had our defensive items on a Galio, so I'm glad to see that move off. Looks like we're gonna head towards the Mech Wukong, which is definitely a bit stronger.
Yeah, absolutely a little bit stronger there. We'll have to see. Is it going to be strong enough, though? It looks, I don't know, with the 3 items there, it's going to be pretty thick. Are you going to be able to push through Coach Maxi and do their best they can? This actually, I believe this could be the end of the game, but no, we can't have a triple kill here. It's not going to happen. That Samira stayed very strong, and I'm not sure what happened with that set, but it is still full health. I don't know what went on, but Coach Matt goes down. Owen, much stronger this time around. Moldiver Maniac goes down. We're down to top 2. Owen versus Vjorborn. This is going to be a heck of a fight.
Switching to the set is huge. Really big implication for this next fight is going to be what Aphelios rolls on.
Yeah, good girl.
Last fight was huge, was getting the last whisper, which he desperately needs to win.
Yeah, definitely, guys. We'll have to see here. Give me a little bit more. I apologize. Something's going on in the back end. I gotta snag real fast.
Yeah, no worries. Hopefully, it's not a lot of gold, but if we can get a Sejuani 2 here or an Aphelios 2, that would be massive. Vor's board is really strong though, so hopefully this items we're looking here too. Some utility, maybe a Shroud or a Last Whisper for the back line. What do we get? Oh, it's Ornn items. Okay, Cleaver is huge. I would like to put on the Aphelios, but maybe if he rolls one, put it in the shop. Okay, isn't our set?
Yeah, what are we going for here? That's the set too. Do we just grab the set too?
Yeah, 100%. This is a huge pickup. Now we have the front line to support. Going for the Black Cleaver on the Senna. It's not going to apply it as well as the Aphelios, but it's going to be fine. Well, curious how you position this. We need to move the Samira over.
Yeah, it doesn't move the Samira over. It ends up just holding hands there in the back left corner. Might not be the greatest, but the Samira is going to add just a little bit of shred. Set is holding on. There's going to be a lot of damage coming through. The set is just shielding and healing. It's going to be a very good front line for him. They go down. The Lee Sins are gone, and we have a fight on our hands. Owen takes the first win convincingly.
Yeah, that frontline improvement went a long way, and the Black Cleaver, even if it wasn't like the same side, her having the piercing shot going through everyone seems to be enough. I'm really curious to see how Vor, with that much HP and gold, was win stream for a while, is going to transition this board, because an IE Shiv isn't going to get it done against this D-Claw set. He's a beast.
Yeah, he is extremely strong there. I do think that it might just be a win out for Owen. Pretty confident in this board, and especially he just needs one upgrade, and I don't think there's any chance if he hits that Aphelios too. I don't think there's anything that Bjorborn can do on the other side to stop him. But as we go into this fight, there was some repositioning. We'll have to see. The Fiddlesticks did get a little bit better of an ulti, but is it going to be good enough? It doesn't look like it. This set is just holding on like crazy, and the damage is going to be able to come through. The shred ends up working so good for him, and this Lulu doesn't stand a chance. Goes down. Owen 2-0, but still a long way to go to stop Bjorborn.
Yeah, what we really, you see it here when we had the patch a little while ago where Set was just so dominant. Every front line was going for him. Zoe was obsolete. Zoe just keeps re-ticking, doing no damage. And there's 4 hard for the Lulu, but no blue buff, anything to really ramp up the AP to get that one-shot potential. So it's looking like a solid win for Owen, unless we can switch to something. I don't know, Soraka, get a Giant Slayer off Carousel.
Yeah, possibly a Giant Slayer off Carousel. Possibly, just another damage item in general would be good for him. That Fiddlesticks does come through again, but that set is just unbelievably tanky. We do drop in the backline, though. That was a lot of damage coming on through. That Lee Sin did get to the backline, and this is going to be it. Bjorborn was able to change his positioning, and it was going to be just enough to get the one win needed. Owen ends up going down.
Yeah, that was really smart positioning there. Saw the angle. That's the major con of playing Set sometimes is when we had Set as being super dominant initially when the set started, Jax became super meta because he just walked around. He just ran everyone the front line. He would just wrap around, murder everything in your back line. So you have this giant beefy robot who looks behind, all his friends are gone. Now he's getting exploded.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a huge robot there. Interesting. I didn't really see Owen losing that game. Did you see the transitions that were made in order for the win to come through for Bjorborn? I'm not sure what big change was made, but something happened.
Yeah, I saw they put the set in over. I'm not sure what they took out, and maybe they had moved the Lulu because obviously we were on Owen's board, so we didn't get to see who took a Vor's Vor's board.
Yeah.
But
That's a tongue twister of a name for sure.
Vordorn's board.
Bjorborn.
Say that fucking fast.
No chance. I stand no chance.
Just again, that's like the big weakness is just if you can get around the set, especially only having the because the set being in the middle there, they can wrap around if they position properly with only the Alistar holding the fort down the left. So it's just really good, especially if they had I'm trying to remember if they had angled the Lulu. Sometimes you can angle her maybe second row to snipe the back line. I'm not sure what final moves they made there, but yeah, really solid. It was looking secured for Owen with just the gold state, but yeah, solid again from Vor.
Yeah, big solid win over there for Bjorborn. And to break down this game, I'm gonna bring back on. We're gonna give Seth a little bit of break. First off, Seth, well done on the first cast, man. Let's freaking go. Thank you so much. We'll be back for game 4, game 2 for you. But I'm gonna bring on August to do a little bit more breakdown of that game. August, what the heck happened that game?
That game was pretty open and shut for I'm muted.
Are you muted?
Hello. I was muted on something.
Oh, no, I thought you were good. I saw you coming through, I think.
I was muted on the pull where you pull me in, I think. Anyway, that game was pretty shut and dry for Born there.
Yep.
One with like 40 plus HP was 60 HP at 5-6. That's pretty dominant. This lobby was a lot more variety. Not so much. I mean, we had a couple of twins, couple Sivers, couple Vi's, but overall, it wasn't everyone playing just the same two things. We saw some laser core come through. We saw Ezreal. We saw Underground. We saw, some civilian stuff. And then Gadgeting board won the game. I don't know. I think they dropped Heart for that set at the end. I don't know if they dropped the Lulu specifically or what, but that was an Annie 3 frontline
Yes.
with the Zoe carry. Hadn't seen that yet today. That was the AP board coming through for the win. Looked pretty good. I mean, just hit, right? So I don't know if it's going to be something we see again, but pretty solid, convincing win there. I did think, just like you, that Owen had a chance. That 4 HP in a dream.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good dream. I had the same dream. I was hoping he would pull it through, but top 2 for Owen, pretty good.
Now looking
what else do we have going on?
Yeah, quick looking at the standings. So it does look like people are pulling away right now. Owen moved his way up to 20 points. Really looking strong. A strong contender moving forward. They're the highest point total among the 2 lobbies. 18 being the next highest. 2 people on lobby A or group A, and then Roganus in group B. However, right there next to him, we do have Coach Mac, Moldiver Maniac at the 17 each. So it does look like, especially this lobby is very split top and bottom, which is interesting, but a lot of pieces can move here.
Yeah, Owen and Coach Mac, only players in this lobby to have put off a triple top 4 so far. So obviously looking towards Owen to pull through one last time, just sort of cinch his day. No one wants to play 7 games, right? Everyone's clamoring for those 2 top spots. Owen looks like he's got it pretty secure, but I mean, we've seen crazy things happen. We saw some pretty crazy nonsense last week in the games going into Group C. Yeah,
I want to say something, and I know it's a caster curse. All right,
oh, God.
I know it is. I'm emphasizing it. If you don't like caster curses, go get a drink of water. Go step away for a moment. But I'm looking at this, and there's a chance that either Coach Mac or Owen find themselves in Group C, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a chance. There's a strong chance that one or the other. If that happens, do you think there's the possibility we have our second ever person top 4 6 lobbies in a row and then go 8th and not make it through.
I mean, we know it's possible is the problem, right? So it's kind of scary to think about.
It's terrifying.
Because like Lawrence said last week, at a certain point, right? This is a bit so it feels everyone mostly agrees this is a very fair format. So at a certain point, you just have to not like he's in such a good position. At this point, all he has to do is not shit the bed. And if you shit the bed 3 times in a row, well, tough luck, man. I'm sorry. If he goes 8th here and then tilts out of
It's a good
line,
start.
he
Good
might
start to
go
this
8th
game.
in the Group C. It's possible. I don't want to see it though, and he's a really, really
For either one of these
hyper-prolific
players,
player.
right? Like,
Yeah.
and we're only pinpointing them because they are the top 4s. They are winning every time or getting to top 4. Every other time, there's only one person in the other lobbies that's.
Oh my god, I fucking called it in my head. I fucking called it in my head. If there is a way you could make no.
But yeah, it's scary, especially in a lobby like this that is so top heavy. With the top 4 being within 3 points of each other and 6 points ahead of the 5th place. Jeez, oh Pete's, that's a tough top 4 in this lobby. I'm looking at those top 4 thinking they gotta put together a good game and they gotta push for that top 2 because that top 2 is so unbelievably important. You don't want to find yourself in Group C having your points reset. You get that little buff by having, you know, the hot streak points, if you will.
This is insane. I actually, in my head, I was like, this game is the type of game where I hit Samira. Fuck it, let's go.
Oh, I mean, it's the difference.
And then the shop rolls around and it's like, Samira.
Because even the bottom 2 guys aren't out. If it's anything I learned from.
Okay, focus.
You can.
This game is not one.
Those
I can throw this away.
Getting an 8th, getting a 7th, getting a 6th, getting a 5th. I mean, it's only one
Okay,
difference each
2-star Senna is probably my item holder right now.
That they might not be
Since I have the bow slammed and she's 2-starred.
Flip flop, first going 8th, second going 7th, you know, things like that. So,
what's my level 6? Ideally frontline. Ideally, Alistar or
so it's not like
Echo.
I think that any of these people are bad. Sometimes you low roll, sometimes you get more dogged, etc. So
I think I'd sell Ezreal here for 30. I don't go for. I'm not even gonna run underground for long.
Last thing from you.
Yeah.
You just get confirmation.
Okay, so this is Deathblades. Slam. What the fuck? 3 swords.
Okay, Voriard. All right.
I need the bow for Last Whisper and the sword for Gunblade.
Voriard? Well, it's just Voriard, right? Because it's the J is a Y sound. That makes sense based on how it's spelled.
I don't think my lips can handle that.
That's alright, instead of Alistar.
I think it's easy enough.
Well, I'm gonna have to count on you for the next analyst test to take that and run with it. But August, anything you want to say? Final thoughts before we say goodbye to some players. We say hello to some players in the finals.
Last thing, yeah, I noticed no econ augments were taken, or at least very few. Not as greedy of a lobby. Maybe it's time to get greedy. We'll see.
Greed it up to win the game. Thanks, August. You froze again, by the way, but a great frozen face. Switches back over to Seth Kaibo here.
Deathblade is actually kind of nice in terms of win streak right now.
Welcome back. What are you thinking, man?
So I had to check in on what adjustment was made for that last fight.
Okay.
And it seemed like the biggest thing was one, getting the defender in, having no pen, the whole team got armor so that the Samira couldn't punch through. But the big thing was it was a mix of the reflector shield, the poppy buckle, the fiddle, all went in and bursted Samira down.
It's not rich get richer, it's too greedy. Brawler is nice. I think it's trade sector, get the gold, get the rerolls.
Samira maybe could have outlasted the fight, but it's a close call. Just those little micro adjustments secures it for a. Now we know Voriard.
I don't want to reroll since I want to keep my reroll for my last augment.
I'm gonna do my absolute
And
best over here.
Brawler emblem, it's. I feel it ends up being awkward
But hopefully
often late game.
fail comically enough to where they don't hate us.
Well, it also means I could have run just Sejuani +1.
Speaking of failure,
But
not failure,
yeah.
we're on to the carousel where if you don't get your item, if you don't click fast enough, you lose the game.
I don't know. I don't really want to go Brawlers. I don't like the brawlers that much. Plus, I already have the Vi support augment giving HP.
The rest is irrelevant.
So my units are sort of like pseudo mini brawlers. It's like everyone has 2 brawler.
We believe here on the caster desk, Multi-Remediac takes first spot. They got the bow, therefore they claimed victory.
Yeah.
But other than that, is my boy Viego showing up this game? And what do you think? Are people getting greedy? That's the next one.
I think what we're going to see is, based on the score, Voryard and Soak have a potential.
Okay, next cash out, I'm just out of Underground.
What they need is Mac or Maniac to go like bot 2, and they have to win out. So they're look to them to play really.
What am
good
I
and
at?
Go for the max cap.
44, I have 5 gold. If I
Something
win,
like that, Viego, right, hit the nuts. Whereas guys at the top like Owen,
if I win,
they're secured. If it's especially with that gap between
I
fourth
can
and fifth,
sell.
they're gonna play very.
I don't think I
conservative,
sell, though.
imagine just taking
I need, like,
combat offense,
replacements.
Playing it slow, play their comfort, what they know.
Yeah, that's what you
I'm gonna
would
get hooked.
imagine seeing.
Nope.
I know a lot of these players are extremely competitive, so there is that chance that no comfort is played whatsoever. They're going for first or last, which is not always.
Thank God I didn't get Mana Reef there. So much damage, and it was just came through from those both casts from Senna and Samira.
I think they want
That was so clutch.
Obviously not the items for it, but
I think I do sell.
Laser Corp start I feel like is always
For sure, shot at the moment is a bit greedy without augment.
Yeah, getting
Like,
that
without
hot
emblem.
damage early can save a lot of HP. Gets the double lease in shop. Maybe we get the cleansing.
And I'm not gonna
save.
swap out this Senna just yet.
this,
Not until I hit
but
this or
there's
Samira.
potential for it on another
What do I
one.
want?
Maybe we
Gunblade,
get
Last
the silver
Whisper.
augment. This is
There's
one of
no
the first silver
there's no
augments of the
rod.
day.
Ideally I
Or
get
is it the first?
glove, unlikely,
I suppose
so
what I've seen, not much
probably
about
maybe a
Games 1 and
cloak.
2.
Defensive item.
I don't believe
definitely
it is
not
a
tier.
silver, so this might be the
It's
first
glove
silver.
or cloak.
Take AFK.
Okay.
It's always worth it.
Cloak.
Oh, he's taking it. He's taking it for sure. Yeah, just switching up his units.
I don't slam Rune on, so I need Last Whisper.
Doesn't matter. Take it. Well done.
I'm sad I didn't get the glove.
Game there.
There's my Samira.
I really like AFK here.
That's a
especially,
cut and run.
With these
That's a
items
sell, that's a
and big
sell,
units
that's a
we have
boom, that's a
opening,
boom.
We want a sack here for a bow or a tier, so we need that item prio. And I was gonna say consistency would be a solid choice here to lose streak, but someone else also has consistency, and I know that can cause a lot of mayhem because if that gets broken stage 2, your game it falls apart, your mental goes boom.
Yeah, it feels really awful. Do you think it's more of a mental boom than it is like an actual game is doomed, or do you think the game is doomed?
You know, I think it depends on the other factors. Especially in this meta, you really want to push level 7 or 8 as soon as possible. And taking an augment like that and now being down, you're essentially down an augment, and you can't get to those levels, and you probably sacked a lot of HP. Your game's not over, but your margin there is very slim. And so I like the AFK here because we don't have to worry about the other guy. We're just gonna have our units here. We can't even position them. We're gonna get the game.
I want to hit this Senna. There we go.
Yeah, definitely. Big fan of guaranteed monies all around. Yeah, overall I think it's good. I know we had Scippius on.
And there's Samira. Yes!
Talking,
Sorry.
if you heard this portion of the podcast, but he broke down his thoughts on stage 2. Just in general, not specific to any patch, but how detrimental it can be.
Okay.
Especially
Just Last Whisper needed.
in high elo lobbies such as this, to break streaks or to not econ correctly, to not put your board out there. He went as far to say that stage 2 is probably the second most important stage of the entire game, which was an interesting take on it. But what do you think of that? Would you put stage 2 as that high a value?
Okay, thank God I rolled down. Wow. No way. If I still fucking lose, I lose.
The most important or second most important, because it sets the foundation for everything that comes after. Chances are, if your stage 4 didn't go well, it probably was rooted in your stage 2, unless, besides RNG and whatnot.
What the fuck?
But I will say I don't.
I actually just lost that.
5 streak. Don't even have perfect everything going for you.
That's crazy.
I think you just
That's
need to
that's
play
crazy,
smart.
brother.
And what sometimes you'll see people do that from
That's
standpoint,
pretty crazy,
what's
huh?
sometimes incorrect is they really prioritize that 5 loss streak if they don't even.
That's actually ridiculous. Wait, was it
They cost
Defender
themselves a lot of HP,
that fucked me up?
and you know, especially in big moments like this,
3
if you're not
supers,
as
18%
comfortable with your
bonus.
game plan,
3-star gun, and I don't know.
you know, things
Okay,
can go
come on,
downhill
make
quickly
econ,
when
Richard.
you enter stage
Focus.
3 and you're 40 HP
Never mind.
with, you know, a little like 10
Oh,
more
I
gold
could have
than
made
the other
econ.
guy. So I would agree overall that it's definitely
Last Whisper, let's go.
it sets the foundation for everything. It's super important, and
It's
now that
either
we've seen them
blue
sacrifice
buff
first, I
ASOL
wanna see,
or
what
like
they do.
Redemption Frozen Heart.
Yeah, there is.
Right now I
a
prefer
small
Redemption Frozen
difference.
Heart since I need items on my Sejuani, and Redemption Frozen Heart is really nice on Sejuani because it gives her the mana to cast quick and
Is it gonna go
usually
over
double
six?
cast in a fight.
Those are 3
Wow, I had to
cards.
breathe in that
I
sentence.
think there's a lot you can do with
Alright.
it at this stage.
And I think, yeah, blue buff is obviously tempo, right? It enables me to hit this ASOL and have not need to like make anti-heal and just run ASOL, and since I almost have 2-star ASOL, it's kind of nice. If I hit 2-star ASOL, I will slam blue buff.
Yeah, I actually really like the spat. As we said, Soak needs that. You know,
Worst case, I transfer it to an Urgot or a Syndra,
and getting a
or just
stat
keep it on
showing
ASOL
how
as
to
my
full
anti-heal,
on, or maybe,
but
you know, hey, a
I
renegade
think
stat,
that's just the tempo play.
something that you really need to boost that comp. It's really
Yeah,
difficult. And then we
Sunfire
also see
Salvage
here
Battle
that
Mage.
Plop getting the bow,
Fuck no.
stacking force,
I'm
really
re-rolling
trying
this.
The Last Whisper if they want. Probably want
Stand
Sun
United.
if they want 5 streak most likely. And
Yeah,
Griff, the
Stand
consistency
United.
player.
Let's go.
Yeah, it could be Grief and the consistency.
Let's just
player
fuck
for sure.
Tap out.
This is gonna be
Velvet.
interesting
Oh,
moving through. I actually do think
I don't
that
need
the
Velvet. I have
trade
2-star
that
Samira.
already has
But I do like the
gold.
Sejuani.
That's some of the highest gold I've seen at this stage. Yeah, you do love to see.
I want to hit this
the
Sejuani.
you know, gold advantage that you
Or
can
revive.
achieve just by
Okay.
going,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
a silver augment. I think this could be game changing.
Now we go
Getting
8.
themselves to 74 is a heck of a lot lower than they want to be, but man, I think they're in a great spot to keep moving forward in this game.
It really solid. The lowest they'll probably be around 66, 68 HP, which is perfectly fine. And what I really like playing stage 2 with the AFK is you saw the consistency and the tiny titans. So you know, if those guys are looking to loss streak, you're going to throw them off, and it's going to mess up their entire plan. So Plop kind of playing lobby disruptor and in a great spot themselves.
Yeah, they really are in a great
Okay,
spot.
yeah, we go 8.
I'm kind of looking at
Unless, I mean, I have 3 rerolls. I'll just reroll myself, free reroll myself to level 8 and hopefully hit Sejuani, or... Oh, I just swap it out. I'm running Samira anyways.
But does end up selling.
Run the stun for
He's
now.
gonna take a 5-unit loss here, going down to 64. But did maintain that 5-game loss streak. I don't know. Some things like that, they're always pretty funny to
Okay.
watch. It just looks a little
Okay.
jarring when they insta-sell all their board.
Yeah, they, you know, they probably looked.
3 stars? Nyla? Holy shit.
420.
I need to swap this, because the Senna is useless in terms of Stand United, and I'm not running her as a carry anyway, so I don't mind running a 1-star Aphelios since he's just a trade bot and a stun bot, which is nicer than the Senna, since my items are on Samira. So that's just an instant sell, even if it's a 2-star Senna, in my opinion.
Level 7, 3-5, like 50 gold, and
Like the added benefit of having Oxforce as well,
Yeah, most
in terms of Stand United and in terms of my Alistar being a little bit more tanky. And it's like a free GA on my Aphelios to get like some stuns off. It's just, I think it's better. Alright, this game is looking alright. Level 8, 3 rerolls until then. Plan goes on. My focus is on chain and belt to make these tiers go away efficiently. And there's 2 belts and a chain, so that's very much a possibility. Probably not the belt, but hopefully the chain.
Set the front line. Definitely sure shots in this meta. It's just
Uh-oh.
the most important comp,
Please.
strongest comp, I should say.
Yes,
Belveth is
nice. Alright, I'm gonna
also
slam
kind of depends on the lobby.
Frozen here, I think.
Depending on what front line they're playing. With there's
Is it Redemption?
you know,
I think probably
especially
Redemption.
in the standings when you're on the lower end and in this the way the scores.
Oh,
are
no,
set up,
never mind. What am I
you're
saying?
going all
I can
out
only
for
slam
gold.
this. My
And so you're going to go for the highest cap, which is definitely those sure shots.
Yeah, I definitely.
I think Redemption would have been my first pick, but since I only could go for the chain, this is great. Now I can use this for Redemption.
and then kind of work. into
There's a
that sure
2-star
shot.
talent coming in there, so I'm gonna
But
make
this
this
looks like it's
change.
going to be able to break the loss streak. Probably a great time to break the loss streak at level 6. You can start upgrading some of these units. You're still at that 50 gold mark, and just a really good spot here for Plop to be able to move forward in this lobby.
Do I sell Samira here?
Yeah, I really like the direction.
I'm kind of
they're playing
cucking
this
people
game.
out of Samira, which is nice.
And
There's no one else
now-
going for Samira this game, actually, except for me.
yeah, we see 3 cost here.
Well, this guy has sure shots,
Okay,
one
go
Samira, 2
for the
Samiras.
damage.
Yeah,
I
so I'm
like
kind
it.
of
I mean,
cucking
I
down.
was gonna say maybe with the Renegade they're gonna play towards that Viego, but having the
But
Shogun
selling
set
makes me
with
40.
like an admin or
Yeah, and I
maybe
lost.
a Talia. I'm not sure what Soak prefers to play. I know most people.
Man,
actually
Velvet is not a real unit.
3 cost. Though I'm curious how many people are gonna grab, you know, a Senna augment.
I think we swap Rammus for Zac at level 8 and then add in... I don't even know. Probably add in Zac at level 8. Keep Rammus. Level 8, roll it down. More or less? Or go 9. I think go 9. Just roll it down for Sejuani too. I need Sejuani too.
For LeBlanc, this is the support cloning augment. So you
Ideally,
can
like a
get
fiddle
that
at 8.
Online, or if you want more utility, like now we're getting the double Rammus slam on the front. Has the Ox Force spat slammed, so you know they probably are committed to some sort of Viego duo carry.
Giant Slayer would be nice in the lobby. Okay.
Do it for Honey Bear. Don't do it for your scores, your finals. This isn't about you. I
Belt. Yeah.
you know, I think the big question marks for this is Soak and Warrior. So
Oh, it's windy? Never mind, it's Jenna.
oh, and it is.
Oh,
No
and it
worries.
is. Yeah, that's what. There we go. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, my audio keeps cutting out. I apologize for
Sorry.
that, guys. Every once in a while, the scenes cut my audio. So if I go to a new scene, do apologize if the audio is cut. But you hear the soothing sounds of Seth Kaiba taking us through a lot of that. But Seth, as I was saying, because I do need to bring
I think
this up against.
I cannot drop Aso, but I also cannot drop Zac. But it's drop one of them, or maybe a Nunu too.
Yeah, we could see something.
I need a fiddle.
LeBlanc changes a little bit. Could definitely.
But I
see
also need anti-heal.
Viego duo carry. Could see with the Shojin. Maybe they play a random Misfortune or an A-Soul to pair with it. It's a decently flexible item. I'm really curious to see how they play the line because they can get going. Soak needs this top 2, so this is huge. And we already have
Windy Janna is great. That's huge. Getting the forecaster and civilian in,
3-5.
plus Windy,
You know,
plus Janna utility.
Yeah, he really is bullying the
Come on, Sejuani.
At this point, like, do you think anybody's gonna beat this board either? With the 5
Oh.
laser core, solid front line.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody beats it. That's gonna be doing a lot of damage, but more so that Renekton might be the highest damage dealer in the comp right now.
Yeah, having the laser damage magic, the laser core magic damage with the electro charge, connecting to with a spark, it's huge. And I'm going to be curious to see if anyone can end their streak before 4-2, because if he's able to go through that point, I mean, Owen's probably guaranteed a top 4. The spot is insane.
Yeah, and
And so the
that was,
Yasuo make 40 if they want.
that was the other top player. They did take Tiny Titan, so it would be a lot lower than you know they are right now. But yeah, I mean that fight wasn't even close. That was a 6-unit loss. Is that correct? Or is that
I have to lock. I'll lock for this Zac. Yeah.
I don't think he lost a unit.
That's the whole shebang.
I need to donkey roll for my front line.
Kind of. it's luckily they have the extra HP to absorb that, and again,
I want to get rid of
when
this
looking at the HP, I'm
ASO.
seeing Soak and Voryard, they're still in really solid spots. They haven't lost too much because again, those are the guys that really have to push for this top 2 to have a chance. And
Okay, I want to cuddle
Owen,
for
what
Zed.
you want as well is if someone's gonna win that isn't you, it's probably Owen, because if Owen's in first anyway, then it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, nice.
Correct.
So they're gonna keep an eye on him for sure.
Yeah, it might just be.
No, the Zed just walks all the way up.
Everybody seems to just be positioning, fighting for this second place spot.
Uh-oh.
Second buy. It's really, I mean, at this point, it's
Kill this Zed, kill this Zed. Edge of Night is busted. He's just healing up all the damage. GG.
Essentially bidding for the spot, assuming Owen is just gonna power themselves through to a top 2 finish. Hey, maybe somebody high rolls. It's the Aphelios 2 on level 7. Could happen. Probably not, but could.
Hey, I've seen crazier things happen.
Have you?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
let's see. In my own solo queue, someone had a 2-star duelist bat Aphelios on 3-6.
All right, you know what? That sounds pretty high roll. That's as high roll as you could probably get right there. I'll leave it at that one. We do find ourselves getting some good items here. I have no idea what he's gonna slam those on. Those components don't go super well together for the comp that he has. What do you think he's gonna look at here?
Yeah, I mean, he briefly hovered it looking at the guard breaker, but we have the Sen augment. If we want to go towards sure shots, we need that last whisper. We already have the Sunfire, so we don't need Morello. I'm probably looking, take the belt, make the redemption with the tier, leave the rod and the glove open for more offensive items. But Owen, based on their spot in the standings, they can't really go wrong. Could just slam whatever for tempo like a Hodge.
There it is. Yep.
Which is what they're going to do. Just again, keep streaking. Probably try to secure that top 4.
Yeah, I was looking at the Hodge. I am interested. I do think it is a subpar item on Zed, but subpar is just fine when your board is this strong. That gave him possibly a little bit of an edge he needed to keep a few extra units alive, and that's just going to be another big win. And at this point in the lobby, you're
He's
looking at
20.
everybody and just praying that you don't have to face Owen.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're again like Soak and Voryard, you want him to just kill off the other guys up top. You want to hope you high roll into
I guess ASO is pretty useless.
To pay out for you. And big gang of Sejuani in the shop with the laser crest. Maybe we see a 9 laser game from Owen.
Fuck it.
Pretty hype.
This
That would be
ASO is useless.
Really fun to see. It does slide into the 7 here, like in the laser core Zach. I am a big fan of just prioritizing tanks with laser core. I do think probably not in this elo with these guys, but it's so important to prioritize those units that might last a little bit longer, because that laser core, especially a 7, is going to be doing so much damage. It's almost unreal when you scan over it and see how much it does.
Yeah,
Thank
if we had
fuck.
Tinder, I would have preferred them to just move the emblem over to the Vi 2, especially having Brawler. It's probably more effective HP than the Zac, but Owen's still in a really good spot either way. With this augment for sure and the Hodge Slam, just going to tempo to level 9, play a Bill Gates board, bully the lobby. It's such a good spot for him. You really, like on the other side now, unfortunately, Soak had to run into him after rolling to 0. It doesn't look like they hit yet. These are big
that
rounds.
was a strong board from Soak, but just not strong enough, and gets rolled over by this board by Owen. And Owen hasn't even found a lot of these upgraded units. It looks like it's purely the laser core that's just doing it for him. Let's do a little bit of a roll here. Echo. Big like the Echo.
And getting the hacker, getting prankster in, we can get the aircraft carrier Echo. I'm fine with rolling. We got 3 strong pairs here, 4 strong pairs, 5.
Okay,
We're
okay,
gonna hit one eventually.
Just keep it hitting. All right. We like to see this kind of moving on. Yeah, I mean, you will like to snag a few of those, but hey, you got the Sejuani. You should be just strong enough to clear through with this Zed not dying, being able to do a lot. These laser corpse in the back, just annihilating everyone. I don't know if they're actually doing any damage or if it's just the lasers from the back. I'm gonna guess it's just the lasers, but another easy and clean win there from Owen, and doesn't look like anybody's gonna be taking him down anytime soon.
Yeah, this is looking, especially if we can naturally always upgrade, just a free path to 9. Maybe get the Sejuani with the spat, probably get a sword and go for the 9 laser guaranteed.
Do you think 9 lasers seems like one of the biggest win conditions of the game? Would you agree in that? Maybe not
based on the way they changed it, it might not be quite as strong as it was. I do know for a while it was one of those verticals that didn't feel like it. When you get that big shebang where you have to be level 8 or 9, you have to have the spats. You want Exodia, right? Back, set 6, we had 8 bodyguard where nothing could kill it. It was like 2,000 shield, 5,000 armor. Laser core at times can feel a bit underwhelming, but I think an Owen spot, if he can especially get the Mordekaiser soon, it's probably a win con. I don't, based on what we've seen, see anyone else capping out based on their gold.
Yeah, and he does end up picking up the spat, and so should be able to do it. Did we not put Zed on the Hackerim? Okay.
The zoom in and out.
Yeah, we did not put Zed on the Hackerim. It'll be interesting to see if it actually does matter. This is going to be a really close fight. That's a big front line. It doesn't seem to matter. Maybe it does. There's one left. It's the carrier, the double carrier, and we are going to be just fine. That is so many lasers. It's one of the most gratifying things in the game, but he goes down. Owen, streak over. Owen's going 8th. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, you hate to see, again, when you're in these big games, what kind of, luckily for Owen, he's probably moving on either way, but what will really keep you up at night is those small mistakes, the little hacker positioning, not having him next to the Senna for the little bit of AD. You really see those small things play out.
Absolutely. We meme on it a little bit. But these players are in a more stressful situation than I am, getting to just make jokes on the desk. But yeah, it stinks a little bit. Clicking the wrong unit. He wanted to just click the Hackerim, ended up clicking on the Zed to move it instead, and that was a bummer of a mistake, especially because this is against Bonglord, and he's probably just going to take the win here. So he would have had a full win streak going through another neutral round, which would have gave him just that little bit extra gold. So gotta be feeling it, even though this fight actually is really close. I don't know if he's gonna break through the Rammus. I don't think he does. That declaw was strong. All right, maybe you can sleep better at night because your mistake didn't matter. You lost anyways.
Yeah, and while that happened, it's unfortunate to see Soko 8 there. Look like they tried to play the Oxforce Talia line. Interesting one, and I always love the creativeness, but sometimes it's such a small margin of error, especially lines like that, and didn't quite work out. I would have really liked to see how it panned out, but again, we saw earlier when he fought Owen, it just wasn't enough. And if only Owen had moved his Hackerman incorrectly that round for Soak.
Definitely, yeah, that might have been the big play for him. We are gonna have to watch closely these standings. I am gonna transition us over here to Plop's board because this is gonna be huge. With Soak going out there at 8th, there is a chance that he does not move on to Group C. He really has to step up and be able to, not step up. His whole look is in Plop